So,
Welcome to the audio show. All I've got is just for you. You ready for my beef tonight? I'm okay, just treat me right. Come in, me people, come in, me friend. What you gonna do when you come to defend? Question ask, me answer them. Wheel it up and pull it up and mash again. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Oh, yes.
well, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. I think I'm echoing a little bit. I don't know how. I apologize if I'm echoing on your end. But good evening, panel. How is everyone? Introduce yourself. Go ahead, one journey.
Oh, hi there. I'm sharing
There you go.
review.
There you go, Share views.
Please
Thank you very
like,
much.
share, subscribe. Come over
I
and
like
give
that.
me some love and share and review. And also
Mhm.
Enrico DIY. Thank you guys.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Go ahead, Charmin. Introduce yourself.
Hi, good evening. This is Charmin, and I am sorry I'm not going to be coming on camera. I look a mess tonight. I've been working from 7:30 this morning, and I am really tired. But nevertheless, I'm here. I gave myself a week off last week so I could free
Mhm.
my mind from mental slavery, Kountry Wayne mental slavery.
That's
So
right.
I am a little bit better this week. So,
Mhm.
and I was getting information overload for back to work. So I had to step back. So I'm back. So
Much
I hope you
appreciated.
enjoyed last week without me.
We're always ready to have you, man, Charmin. Don't worry yourself. We're always ready to have you. We're always ready. Always ready. Annette, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good evening. Sorry, good morning, everyone. This is Annette D from London. Glad to be here. Just wanted to say yesterday my dad passed away, so I'm probably not going to be as vocal, but I'm here. And thanks for the condolences from the panel. All right. Take care. Thank you.
I'm sorry, no one was hearing what I was saying. So I just wanted to say condolences to Sharon Reviews and to Charmin because they've lost, loved
No,
ones.
not
So
me.
please, I mean,
Annette
Sharon
and
Reviews and Annette.
Sharon.
There we go.
Please
There
don't
we go.
don't put
Annette and
anything
Sharon
out
Reviews.
there. Don't put anything
No,
out there, honey,
Charmin and
please.
you. No, 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 nobody has been lost for Charmin. But Charmin, nobody has been lost for Charmin. Go ahead, one journey. Please introduce yourself. One journey. All right, I think one journey just kind of stepped out for a little while, but we have Ashley Reviews. Ashley, chop it up.
Hi, ladies. Hi, Onyx. How's
Hi,
everyone doing?
darling.
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Good, it's good.
How is it going? Going good? All right. We like that. We like
Good.
that.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Ashley Chop It Up. Oh, I'm
I love
echoing.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
I think it might be one of us. It could be me that's echoing. I don't know, but one of us is echoing, and so it echoes.
Okay. Okay.
And can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Thank you.
One journey. Go ahead and introduce yourself. One journey.
Hey, welcome, welcome. Hi, I'm One Journey, and we say let's make it count. Why? Because we choose life. Life has consequences, choices, and we like exploring it in the skits. Come and join me over on my channel. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. All right. I may mute Mike's friends. Don't worry. It might just be because we're echoing hard. Um, and then once you start talking, just turn it back on. That's all. All right. Okay. So let's jump into the day. All right. Let's see. There's so much for us to talk about. You know what I thought about today, Ashley? When I remembered Shayla saying he's a criminal, and I remember you saying something with that before. So I don't know. Every single time I hear it, me laugh because I think about you. Um, which is weird, which is very, very weird. But hey, it is what it is. All right. So today was a podcast day, right? And Shamin, since you weren't here last week, I'm gonna let you start first. Shamin, give us what's going on for this podcast. I was today, and I tried to I tried to call it down the middle because what I'm getting from what happened today was the honeypot girl is taking it to heart, and so because of that, Lauren decided her mind that she has to pull up in a Rolls Royce. That's how I read it, right? The honeypot girl went off yesterday, and she tell her say she drive whatever it is, and she her sweating at the seat, and the whole jazz. Charmin, go ahead, Charmin, get into it. Charmin, hold on, let me see if may have her mic
Oh,
work.
I'm hiding
There
right
you go.
there. I'm hiding. No, so Lauren was messy today because she
Hmm.
was hiding in the bush. She told Alicia when Alicia called her, "Oh, I'm right here behind this bush waiting on Tamara to pull up." Trust me, Danny's going to jump out of those same bush on her because she was being really, really messy. So, I mean, I can understand where Tamara is coming from. But Tamara has to let it go sometime, somehow, because Wayne has moved on, even for right now. And so she has to come to terms with it that he has given all of them this great opportunity and they need to seize it because as per Wayne, they'll be making a lot of money. And although money is not all, or money is not everything, but at least they will be making enough money that they will be comfortable. They will not have to depend on a man or anything. But my whole thing is because people keep saying Amber don't need the podcast. Amber don't need this podcast. Amber don't need this podcast. My take today, seeing Amber, the podcast needs Amber. Amber might not need the podcast, but the podcast needs Amber because I think Amber is going to be the voice of reason. The voice of reason when they comes to like Tamara was. You see what Tamara was trying to do. She was going to. I know she was going to get into it with Lauren this morning in the elevator, and Amber told her to stay back. And at least Amber was trying to pour into her because Amber has been there. Amber has been through everything each and every one of those girls went going through, except for Lauren, because I've never seen Amber being a scammer. But Amber has been there. She has been backstabbed by her best friend, by her husband. She has been betrayed by her sister because her sister was messing around with her mother fiance. So she has been there. She has been with a man who did not regard her because Wayne did not want her. We all know Wayne did not want her. Wayne was using her. So even in that regards where Lauren is concerned. So Amber has been there. Amber has been through the my grandmother would say Amber is like a battle axe. So Amber has been there. So I think people saying she don't need the podcast will need her because at the end of the day, I think she's going to be the one who is mature enough to call a spade and to become the voice of reasoning. But baby, I can't wait for Shayla to find out about Delicia and Iman. And I think Morgan Morgan was sounding so disappointed in Delicia this morning when she was talking to her because she was saying, "You did something like that. I did not expect you to do something like that." And I think that's going to be one of the reasons why it's going to take her, not Lauren, take Delicia a little while longer to pop out with Iman. I think she's going to get caught. She's not going to want to pop out because of what her friend told her this morning. So we'll see what happens.
All right, thank you for that. Opening remark, one journey. Give me your opening remark with what's happening.
Well, um, I'm glad the podcast room was a success because when we first talked about it live, we talked about how it was very difficult for our people of color, black and people of color, to get really good dynamic contracts, even if it was McDonald's or whatever else, even in the car industry. The car industry is in Georgia, and we can have Mercedes and all these kind of things because they're here, and they don't mind giving it to us at a good price. But at the end of the day, um, They did very good with Candace and the podcast, and I was very happy. Now, um, I do also see Amber today as a leader. Very, very inspirational. So I'm looking forward to that. She is now moving into the Mama Brenda of this age group, and I'm looking forward to more of that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Thank you, One Journey. Ashley, go ahead and give me your opening remark on the Amber character and today. How did you perceive it? Well, not Amber. I mean, the whole idea of the podcast as to what's taking place between Lauren and the Honeypot Girl. Give me your opening remark on that.
Um, well, first of all, the podcast looks great. I just want to point that out there since I'm an interior decorator, right? I didn't think it was worth 200,000. I'll just say it like that. I'm gonna stand on that. But other than that, really nice. Lauren and Tamara, I don't know. I didn't see the point of the pettiness. I honestly think she's jealous of her because she saw them talking the other day outside the building, and I think that stirred something up in her. And she's jealous of her, and I don't think Tamara should put too much energy into it. I mean, they are over with, So honestly, I think it was a big waste of time. To be honest with you, I just want to see what goes on with this podcast. Amber, I guess she was the voice of reason. I would say more good things about her, but she's not leading by example. How can you say all these other things to these ladies when you're not doing that? I'm not saying that she hasn't gone through anything, but I'm just saying that she has her flaws as well, and we cannot forget that. If you're going to lead these ladies, lead by example, and you're not doing so well at it in your own personal life. So I think she needs to rectify that first, before, being the voice of reason on this podcast. So that's my whole take on that.
All right, no problem. I appreciate that. I'm giving everybody them take before I jump in. Go ahead, Sharon, if you can give your take.
What the question?
It's just to, give your opening remark as far as the whole idea between Tamira and Honeypot Girl. What were your thoughts, feelings based on what you were seeing?
Oh, okay. So definitely that was unnecessary. That was just pure pettiness. That was really out of left field. They're all grown women. What Lauren should focus on, she's on the gravy train right now. The gravy train shall stop anytime, and then she's gonna be in the same position that Tamira is in. Somebody else is going to be driving the Rolls Royce. Somebody else is going to be driving the Ferrari. Somebody else, you know what I mean? So she better get it to her in her head, says, I'm here, and relax herself. Tamira needs to stop wear her heart on her sleeve. And as yes, I was happy that Amber was the voice of reason for Tamira. At least you tell her to just bring it down. You're letting this girl win, and she's seeing that she's winning because she's getting to you. And what if Tamira wants to be on that podcast? Just suck it up, make your money, and leave. And Lauren is just ridiculous right now. But I'm here wondering if they're hyping her up right now for her to be this so petty that Danny's around the corner lurking, and I can't wait for that shenanigans to begin. That's all I have to say for that now. Oh yes, and by the way, Ashley, the podcast room only costs 120,000.
30.
Oh yeah, 130,000, not 200,000.
I said it was
He
close to
invested
200.
200,000. He invested 200,000 in the podcast.
Okay.
As the investor, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I still don't see it as 130, but not even that. Because that office space is very small. So I don't even think it's worth that either.
But she did about
Don't
4
worry, Ashley.
rooms.
I'm on
She
his
did
side
about
with you.
4
But
rooms.
nonetheless,
Yeah.
even if a 4 room still will eat. But no worries, self. I soon jump on them.
Inflation,
Let me
inflation,
give
Ashley.
opening remark. Not inflation. And it just because no ways. But anyway, and let me make you give you opening remark. And it give you opening remark.
Okay, so I think the podcast rooms they look nice. So
Mhm.
well done to
Sure,
Candice
sure.
because I must admit I didn't think she was going to do such a good job.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the costings. I'll leave that to the experts like Miss Ashley. She'll actually know how much things were valued. In terms of Lauren and Tamara, they just
Mhm.
constantly gonna continue to fight over Wayne because in their eyes, Wayne is the prize. So they're gonna try their best to outdo each other, and not too sure why personally, but hey, hey ho, he's the man, and Lauren is definitely the flavor of the month, and we know that Dan is on his way, just literally going to be turning up at the podcast room very shortly. Yeah, Amber did a reasonable, good job, but I think I'm on the caution side of Miss Ashley as well. When you're doing a particular way, you have to lead by example, and I don't see what she's been doing within her life. Currently, she can be leading by example. And are they really going to be truthful and say exactly what has been going on in all their lives? Because all of them will be exposed. And I'm looking forward to see if they really are going to be their authentic selves. But apart from that, yeah, I'm looking forward to see what happens. So yeah, so nice one so far.
All right, sit tight. All right, so I think I've make everybody get them opening remarks. Give me a moment. Let me read some comments just real quick, and then somebody says, "Only I disagree with the reviews today." Someone else says, "Dan out there in the bushes." Someone says, "Amber is needed in it for clarification. Is needed in it for clarification." Somebody says, "You said Shayla and Tamira and Shayla was bullying Lauren. She was getting underneath Tamira's skin by driving Wynn's car." Somebody says, "Agree." Amber is able to speak from experience and empathize with the people's experience. Sabrina also says again, O'Neill, you also said Tamira and Sheila was trying to take over the podcast, but it's the other way around. I believe that Lauren is fighting for the Lisa's spot. Someone says, let me see if I can get varying comments, make sure I'm reading as many of y'all's comments as possible. Someone says, Amber has rode the wind train before, so she's saying what she feels and knows she doesn't need to lead by example to talk about her experience with her ex, just giving some sort of support. Someone else says the podcast office looks very nice. Kudos to Candice. Someone else says, when Wayne says little girls will be watching, my heart's a beat right now. Young black women idolize boosters, scammers, and prostitutes. This is real world action. Interesting. Someone else says they both are. There are a bunch of well dressed third graders. Okay, let me hop in on it and see if I can give some take. I think it's like what 150 for the podcast room sharing reviews.
130.
130, 150, somewhere there. So wherever the number is, it still is too much of the podcast room. It
No,
is. It's
130,
just
130.
130, 150 is still a lot for the podcast room because it's just a bunch of chairs and some decor that they put on the back. They didn't purchase a space. They didn't do any of those things. So it very expensive. But hey, and they're asking him to spend on Candice for doing her job. I don't know. I'd love somebody just start spending on O'Neill for doing his job, apart from getting his paycheck. But let's I digress. Um, Charmin says she think Amber belongs to the podcast, right? Here's my take with and the whole idea of Amber being balanced. I don't think Amber is balanced, Charmin. Here's why I don't think she's balanced. Because when Amber speaks, Amber basically speaking in terms of the honeypot girl. You can't be a balanced voice. And when you go to speak, you're speaking only on honeypot, basically half. And I've watched it. I watched it yesterday and I watched it today. Yesterday, when Amber was with both the girls inside of the room, every single time what you call honeypot girl speaks, Amber is fine to support that. Well, no, she support honeypot girl. Once Lauren starts going, and all of a sudden it's time to break. Why is it time to break? That's when you start to show me that you're basically partitioning. She did it today again because when both of them were talking, right? When the honeypot girl was going and saying the things that she was saying, Amber said nothing. The moment it is that Lauren starts on her skin, all of a sudden she starts to say what she's saying. That's why O'Neill is saying it's a gang up. But the way how Amber is doing it, she's doing it very subtle. She's making it look like it's not she's neutral, but she's not quite that neutral, right? That's what I saw one side. The next thing is, if you have pulled this whole thing yesterday that you never needed to pull, which is so she drives in this G wagon and she comes in. The honeypot girl comes in and starts to attack her. Then me have a right for defend myself. I didn't know that something wrong with that. So how does that make Lauren excessively messy? Because now Lauren is saying I'm going to respond to you, and she was right by saying to Shayla, I'm going to match the energy that you give me, because that's what it was. No, don't get me wrong. Lauren is no saint. So let me make this very clear. Lauren is no saint, right? But the way how they have been doing them thing, that's what they've been doing. In fact, notice every single time something happens, what Shayla do, she basically she toot everything, and then she goes to the back and call Wayne. That is the kid in the classroom who give her the most trouble. Start the wars and then go call the teacher so the teacher can come in and them look like basically they are the ones who are the victim. And that's exactly what the fat girl has been playing with Shayla. And some way, somehow, Amber has gotten into this, and you might not see it very subtle, but you have to watch it very closely, because the moment Amber has this thing where it's there. So today somebody says, O'Neill, you know what? Them say, O'Neill, Lauren is shooting at everybody. And I say, well, what do you expect her to do? If you're backing someone down in a corner, they're going to fire at everybody else. Me expect that. If I back Sharon reviews and Ashley coming at her and everybody else coming at her, Sharon I go fight, she go swing. Because the deal is Sharon now allow people to calm down. And that's what I think you saw from Lauren today. That's exactly what I think it is. I don't think somebody said she don't need to be neutral. Well, she might. What they're saying is that she's neutral. So what I'm saying is she's not neutral. I'm saying that Amber is not neutral. Amber is going through the same cycle that she goes through every time Wayne get a new woman. So when Wayne get a new woman, Amber there's a little ear of jealousness that pops into Amber. You may not say you're seeing it, but it's there. Every single time Wayne get a new woman. When him get Tamira, it happens. When he gets Erica, it happens. When him get now him get Lauren, it happening again. Every single time Wayne get a new woman, there's the it's there. It's subtle and it's there. As much as the man name what she have, and as much as she tell us how she have Dave and all of these things, which is why she signed it. But I'm gonna leave the floor right there. So go ahead and you can respond.
O'Neill, Lauren was at Shayla's house games night when Wayne was talking about his feelings for Amber. So Lauren knows what is in Wayne's heart regarding Amber. It's not any strange anything. So Lauren is aware of Amber and Wayne. So if Amber wanted Wayne, Amber could at least, if Amber was trying, the only reason, because Amber is married and Wayne always said he does not deal with a married woman. But if Amber had wanted Wayne, because Wayne told them at Shayla's house that night the way he feels about Amber, which he said love, he told them right then and there, love does not go anywhere. So Lauren knows how Wayne feels about Amber. So but Lauren is not in this for love. And if Lauren was in this for a good, loving relationship, then I would say, okay, let it go. But Lauren is in this for money, and she's in this for her come up, and she's in this for other reasons to show off. Because yesterday she was in the G-Wagon, and just because Tamira said something, she called Wayne, oh, can I drive the Rolls Royce tomorrow? And then she's in the bushes. If she were not doing all of that, O'Neill, if she was just coming and going, but she was the one hiding in the bushes with the Rolls Royce today, waiting for Tamira.
Why was she
because she want to say she's a no. She want to say she's a first lady.
What did Tamira tell her yesterday?
Tamira, because she was there showing off, driving and showing off, and Tamira said the amount that whatever was in there, which is not a lie.
Correct.
The body fluid.
So why? So if she was not, but she didn't have to come back with a Rolls Royce today. Yesterday,
that's why she didn't come back with a Rolls Royce.
Okay, forget about Tamira. Look what she did with Candice yesterday. After
What she
everybody
do?
left, she's walking with Candice and telling Candice, "Oh, I'm going to point out this some little things. I'm the first lady, and I'm supposed to be able to make
That's
the
Yeah,
different,
decision
Shamin.
she
We
that
did.
I'm
argue. We
She
supposed to
did
argue
do
say
two
this."
that.
different things.
Candice does not work.
Shamin,
Okay, so that is
Shamin, we
what I'm
argue
telling
two
you.
different things. We
No, it's
argue
not.
two different
It's
things.
the way
Yes, it
our
is.
mind is working. It's the way Lauren mind is working. Lauren mind is working that she is Wayne's first lady, so she can do, and nobody can say anything. That is the
That's
way
fine.
Lauren mind is
That the
working
first.
because of what she did yesterday. I am going to say she is petty and she's messy. Why she did what she
Shamin,
did
I
today.
Yeah.
Shamin, all of the girls are petty and messy. So
Correct.
let's tab that. Okay?
Hmm.
Let's tab that. I'm not saying that Lauren is not a scammer or the other things we're talking about. We're talking about when it comes to this Rolls Royce and why she did what she did with the Rolls Royce. It is simply because those girls tried to embarrass her. When people try to embarrass you, you're going to find a way to go against them. That's all I'm saying. The other things that you're mentioning with Candice, you are correct. She over the top, and even I said things about yesterday. Even I talked about the other parts that she's been doing, but I said when it comes to the honeypot girl, the honeypot girl has what's her name, Shayla, putting the battery in her back every two
Correct.
seconds. That is the problem. That is what the problem is happening. The battery gets put in her back, and when the battery gets put in her back, she does these crazy little foolishness and get herself hurt. And then when she gets herself hurt, she can't take it. Then she act as though she's this, whatever. People saying, "Oh, well, Amber need to talk to her." Why? You're a grown woman. You don't know how to behave. If you can't behave in front of a big old panel, then stay home. Go on in your yard. If you basically don't know how to relax and not take it to heart with people doing what they do, who cares if the woman driving a car? Sheila basically called Wayne to complain about a co-worker driving a Rolls Royce. Can you imagine that? So imagine you there at work and somebody call and say, "Well, listen to me. You know what? I'm going to HR and say, Carmen drove this Rolls Royce,
Yeah, but
and she's
it's
not
not,
supposed to the
Anil,
Rolls Royce
please,
to work."
please stop it.
I
It
just
was
don't
not in
like
that context. It was not in that
that.
context.
Well,
No.
oh no, I would agree with you if it wasn't for what I saw on Monday with the
Mm-hmm.
pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, I agree with you when it comes to Tamara, but I also agree with the ladies when it comes to the jealousy. She was very jealous when she saw that picture of her in the middle. And
The
then when
picture in
she
the middle
saw,
is right. I
I,
agree with
I,
that.
I I think that's what triggered her to
Mm-hmm.
try to do all the petty stuff. And then
Mm-hmm.
she saw her, Tamara and Wayne talking outside. And I think that, and if you saw her facial expressions when
I saw
she was
that.
like, well, what are y'all talking about out there? I think
Mm-hmm.
all that triggered her, and you saw her facial expressions. She was planning to be petty.
Exactly. She was.
And I think that's where it was coming from. You know,
But all these girls have been petty. What is
No.
all of them
new,
are petty, but
ladies?
I'm just saying why she was jealous.
Sharon, where you say, Sharon, me know you say so. Where you say?
Sharon
Sharon?
muted. Sharon, you muted.
Sharon, you're
Okay.
muted.
Oh, with the girls. Oh my goodness, Lauren Nita, stop it. As I said, the same way oh she get him, the same way she lose him. They are all petty. They just need to realize that says it is what it is. The only person we haven't slept with yet is Delicia
And Sheila.
and Shayla. But he has slept with the rest of them and they know what it is.
And nah
So
sleep with
she
Sheila.
should.
Him nah take Sheila. She no want no Sheila pum pum.
So
Him no
it's
It's
want
about,
none of
already,
Sheila pum pum.
Anil,
you know what I
trust
mean?
me.
So no, that is
Wait.
very childish. When I was watching that, I said, "My God, these are grown ass women. Why are they behaving like that? They don't need to behave like that." You know what I mean? Why be catty when he was just with Tamara? Tamara was just boasting off. I was trying to take up for Tamara today, right in one of my preview what I did today. Then I remember she was at the restaurant with Shayla one time with Amber, and she says, "Oh, I'm driving the G wagon." Like says she a bus style for Amber. You know what I mean? And Amber said to her, says, "I can actually buy my own G wagon." You know what I mean? So um Tamira can dish it out, but she can't take it. So at the same time, why wear your heart on your sleeve? The man left you, you left the man because of the ring. So you never cook him the food, so you just cool yourself, just relax. And make whatever Um, childish game, Lauren a play. Let you know, says you come from the street, you should understand. So you should have take back, relax yourself. Let she go on and laugh off her and say, pretend like you don't even see her. That's my opinion.
Hey,
One journey, get it. One journey. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. What I understand about that's me echoing.
What one of us is echoing? I'm not sure. So I've been muting on
Okay,
with talking. Go ahead.
understood. What I liked about the portrait is actually Lauren was actually in the best place. When you go to a gallery, the first item on that gallery line, that's the position of power. Now the center is the anchor, okay? The middle position, it's the anchor, but it's not the far left has position. It just has power and strength because people tend to read from left to right. Um, I think, and Lauren had the first position, but she actually thought a pro did it, and she wanted that position. But I think that the jealousy between those two is a waste of time, and Tamara is a waste of time. Unfortunately, we don't see any growth in her yet, not just in emotions, but in logic, and I'm waiting for that.
I appreciate that. Annette, can you jump right in and respond to what's going on here? So, Annette, I want to hear your take as well.
Okay, so I think I kind of said before, Tamara and Lauren, they're just running a competition that none of them are going to be the winners at the end of the day, because we know Wayne, he will be in a relationship until he gets quite bored. So that's how I see that. The pettiness is just part of the nature of what these women are going to do. I don't know how they're going to bring value if they can't get on with each other. And the actual podcast hasn't even started. It hasn't gone live yet. So I'm just looking to see how this is going to pan out. Everyone is trying to see where they fit in the position of the podcast. Now, Lauren asking for the photo to be moved, that she's in the middle rather than stay where she is. Again, it's petty. They were just constantly being petty with each other. And yeah, just see how they go. I mean, some women, this is how they behave. Amber is doing her thing. Again, I'm still not too sure about her being on this podcast, if it's necessary, really, again, but we shall see. So yeah, say about that, O'Neill.
All right, sit tight, your panel. Don't mind me. I've muted you guys. Whenever you're ready, just come off a mute because I guess we're echoing to the audience, and that's why I've kind of muted us so that way we don't echo. Because then the echo gets bad in where we are. Sit tight. Let me read some comments. Someone says they should have been focusing first topic of the day, not being petty. That's what I expect Amber and them to be doing. Okay, but they weren't doing that. Someone says I think everything they do in country is overrated. Somebody says I haven't heard Tamira once say she misses Wayne. Just Wayne's stuff and the title of being Wayne's girlfriend. Someone else says, thank you very much, Antoine, for saying that. Someone says every last one of them are petty. But when you come for me, I'm coming back. Thank you very much. That's all O'Neill is saying. You cannot be coming for someone this hard and not expect them to. Again, don't like the Lauren character, but you wanna know me. The one thing about O'Neill is when I call it, I'm gonna call it because I can see it. Shayla and them be putting the pennies. Okay, and that's why I'm gonna call out that portion. Lauren thing that she was doing with Candice, even I was saying our picture couldn't go there. Okay, we already know that part there, and we know that Lauren was scam. You understand? But we were just calling as to what today was, right? Because that seemed to be the issue today. Someone says Wayne keep referring to in a relationship with Tamira that is now over. That makes a difference for Lauren. It is a thorn for her, even if she says okay. Someone else says, I'm sure that Amber knows what she's doing in all the way right, but at the end of the day, it is right. That doesn't stop you from standing up for what's right. And that was what I was asking for her to say, the right thing. I think, okay, I already know Lauren is in it for the money. So see, that's what I was saying to you, Charmin. them things I may already know. Those are the known facts. Like you can see that on Lauren's face that she's there for the money. I've seen that, right? She not interested in her, she just interested to make some money, basically. Okay. But she is who she is. And Tamir, a grown woman. You can't be 30 years old and somebody driving some Benz throwing it off. It just I cannot roll for that. Just cannot go for that and think it cool. You're like a grown woman. You cannot be calling every 2 seconds. Forget your boss. Tell him to stop driving the car. Please, if you just make sure I mean stop driving the Rolls Royce, then I will just be okay. No, life don't work like that. Life not work so. It just don't work. That's all I'm saying. That's all O'Neill was just saying. Someone else says, didn't Delicia keep quiet the whole time Lauren and Sheila was going at it until Sheila told her about being Wayne's third podcast woman? There you go again. Someone else says, we know what Lauren wants. The thing about Delicia today, because I saw Delicia and Sheila talking. The thing I liked about Delicia today, Delicia say is pettiness, and them are gonna do them one little thing. For today, again, so may I tell you, I can comment to the little pieces that I've seen, right? Because every piece, everybody behaves different in different spots or different scenes. But with the little piece with her and Sheila, I liked what she was saying. That them are grown people and them should be able to work it out. That's why I wasn't really all that way you call it. Because even I don't know if Eklund is on here, and Eklund, I bet you by the next scene or the next 5 scenes, them going to be back at it again. And this is a waste of time that Amber is doing downstairs. And guess what? They were at it again by the next scene, which means they will have to solve it. At some point in time, as a grown, whatever it is, you need to solve that particular thing. So I don't see and maybe where I'm going to segue to. I don't see the benefit of Amber there. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm losing my marbles. Maybe I'm a hater, as people say. But I don't see the benefit of the Amber on the podcast because the podcast is going nowhere. Notice we now have a finished building. I'm not sure what topics I'm going to talk on, when I'm going to talk on the topics. And every meeting is about them basically getting on the same page. That's what the meetings are about. But let me pause and land it right there. So, Charmaine, jump into the business and speak to your defense as to your Amber.
Okay, so I'm going to defend something because you were I was not defending when I was talking about Amber. I was not talking about Amber in the sense of she defending Lauren or she defending Honeypot. I was just saying that one of the skits I watched with Amber today when she was talking about Oprah. And she was saying that she would like them to be their authentic self. And she was making some valid points. And that's what I loved today when she was talking about that. I mean, Lauren is jealous. Okay. You know something? Lauren is jealous. And she's going to continue to be jealous of Honeypot. And you know why? Because Wayne has not claimed her the way he claimed Honeypot. Wayne claimed on the party, said she's my future wife, she's this, she's whatever. Lauren is in a situationship because Wayne keeps saying, if we were in a real relationship, even today, when Wayne was talking to both of them, and he said, if you know what we are in already. So Lauren knows. Lauren not getting the 30,000 that Tamara was getting. Tamara get that the first week after Wayne get with her. It was not even the first week. The morning after their sleep, Wayne get up and start, give her 30,000. Wayne gave her a credit card and said, use it the way you want it, and give her the key to the G-Wagon. Wayne spent almost 100,000 for his first date with Tamara. What did he do with Lauren? On his basketball court. That's where their first date was. So Lauren is seeing all of this, and maybe she's thinking, I'm not getting that 30,000 from Wayne as yet, because Tamara was getting that as soon as they start dealing with each other, and I'm not getting that monthly money because she said she was going to get that $40,000. So Lauren is more jealous of Tamara, but Tamara is just take a step back because Lauren is going to fall on her own sword because Lauren is jealous of everything that Wayne and Tamara went through. He's not doing it for Lauren. Has Lauren met any one of Wayne's kids? I don't think so. And Tamara met each and every one. He took her there and introduced her to all his kids. All his kids, they have a relation. Some did not have a good relationship to begin with, but they have a good relation. They have relationship. What Wayne is doing with Lauren, did what Wayne did with Tamira, he's not doing it with Lauren. And Lauren realized that. Wayne moved Tamira into his house. Remember? She was living there. What did he do? He gave Lauren an apartment. If he wanted Lauren to live with him, he would not give her an apartment. He gave her an apartment, the same apartment, the community, because it almost become a community apartment. So look at the difference between how Wayne is treating Lauren and how Wayne is treating and how Wayne had treated Tamira. And that is why Lauren is behaving the way she is behaving, because she realized something. Tamira was getting more out of Wayne, the relationship that Tamira and Wayne has was genuine. He was telling everybody that this was his wife. He loved her. The morning after his birthday, he was praising her. He was doing all of that. So that is just goes to show why Lauren is behaving. She have to drive the car to show off on Tamira. That is all she is getting, to drive a car. And she want to rub it in Tamira's face. Oh, you did not drive the Rolls Royce. Tamira had the G-Wagon, and she could still have the G-Wagon if her father did not tell her to return it. She would still have it. She could still have it, because Wayne did not tell her that she have to bring it back. Wayne said she can keep it, use it whenever time she wants it. So Lauren is just being jealous because she's not getting that treatment that Tamira was getting. And yet she cooked for Wayne, and Tamira did not cook for Wayne.
Okay, sit tight. Let me read some comments for you. I'm gonna respond to your Shami, no worries, and I get you here, Ashley, and then we start getting the play in. Wayne was about to put Tamir Amber in the apartment. That don't mean nothing at all. Someone else says Wayne keeps talking about a baby, and he better keep those mixed messages. Someone says Tamira gave the G-Wagon back. Exactly. Lauren is something to do. What STD? Somebody else says, oh my gosh. You need to behave. It's please behave yourself. Tamira was into Wayne. That's why she's hurt. Somebody says everything Lauren got is hand me down. It's a matter about the woman alone. This is exactly why the woman is defending herself, because she feel like say, always coming at the woman for different. No scam. I'll tell you that much, but it is what it is. Yes, your husband's ex-girlfriend or your ex-wife is jealous of you. Someone says, Charmin, this is what I'm saying, Charmin. Tamira did nothing for the $30,000 a month. Couldn't even cook one meal. Ungrateful, because she loves D. Someone says Wayne didn't as his girlfriend, but she and Wayne refer to each other as exes. That's interesting. Someone else says Lauren gave Wayne the mosquito pom pom. Someone else says the broadcast, the podcast will be great. The ladies are working on their problems slowly, and Amber will be the main asset because she is learning from her problem with the help of God. She really learning from the problem, and just still with Dave. Come on now. But anyways, let's I digress into that. Yes, the previous is always the new bar to be, just like Lauren is driving the Rolls Royce, is upsetting Tamira because she never did it. I will say this, Charmin, thing when you talk about Tamira, if you really want to use jealousy and the way how that's why I said that they're all petty, and I do not put any action into the pettiness. Remember, Tamira pull up on Dean at the G-Wagon deliberately. Remember, Tamira pull up on other people's deliberately in that G-Wagon. So this everything you see learning right now, Tamira was doing the same thing. And this is why I said it's like a wash. That's why it never mattered none at all. It never mattered. But Shayla make it matter. Shayla put the battery in our back. And the funny thing is right now, we basically I take on the honeypot girl because she put the battery in our back. Yes, I digress. Charmin, respond. Go ahead, Charmin. Respond, Charmin. And then
O'Neill. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is that people saying whatever Tamira did and whatever Tamira did not do. But if you are to put the two relationship, because yes, Wayne come and tell them that he's kicking it with Lauren. When he introduced Tamira, he said Tamira was his wife, his future wife. He was not saying he's kicking it with Tamira. He said, this is my future wife. This is how he introduced her to his sisters, his grandmother, his fathers, his brothers, his kids. This is my future wife. With Lauren, she's kicking it.
Oh,
Tamara
win.
has
Charmin
keys.
a
No, no, no.
win.
Tamara has keys to Wayne condo. Has keys to Wayne house in LA. Lauren got an apartment, a hand-me-down, a community apartment.
Let
Why
me see
Wayne
when it
never
start again.
why Wayne did not send her to the condo? If she said she looking somewhere, Wayne could send her to the condo to stay.
She's
She
going to the
is
condo now.
Wayne. Have you
She get the
seen her?
condo since she meet up with Dan and she a place to stay.
No,
She
she's
said
at the community apartment, the one
the
that he was
condo is
giving
still a community
Amber.
place. Erica was
No,
staying there.
no, I'm talking about Wayne big condo where I'm in the Mike building and Amber building. Lauren don't even know that Wayne have that condo. And she don't even know about Wayne a house in LA. Tamara have keys. I think she still have the keys for those.
Yeah,
You
but them just
understand?
start talk.
So the treatment is different, and that's what is killing Lauren. That's why she have to be. Only thing she's getting is the cars. How much money she get already? Maybe about 15,000. Tamara was getting 30,000 a month, okay, plus a credit card, and she moved into the mansion. That is what is killing Lauren. She sleep there, but Wayne didn't tell her that she can move in. Why didn't Wayne tell her when she want to hide from Dan and whatever? Say, okay, you can always come kick it at my house. He took her to the community house that he was giving Amber and said, this is the part, this is the place I'm giving you. So Wayne is treating her to, Wayne realized that Lauren is running game on him. And that's why Wayne is doing all of that. Wayne still hasn't claimed Lauren. He said they're in a situationship, not in a real relationship. So I'm just saying it's not me, it's Wayne. So I'm just saying what Wayne is saying. And that is why Lauren is behaving like that, because Lauren has to be coming out loud. Lauren is the one that has to come out loud because of what she thinks Wayne wants. Anytime Wayne start give her that 30,000 a month, then I can say, okay, this is a relationship, not a situationship.
All right. Ashley, I want you to jump on in and I want you to piggyback on what Charmin is saying. Give me one moment. Let me read about 5 comments and I have a video to show Ashley, but I have a question as well to ask. Right. Wayne shows that he don't care. He will be on to someone else next month. That's what I said. You know what I mean? When it comes to Wayne, I'm not stuck Wayne. Wayne just a woman has things to go through. But if y'all want things of the true gag is will probably be one of cute podcast guest. Wayne is a bottomless trash can. Oh my gosh. Someone else says Lauren has gotten to the halfway part at all. She hasn't gotten to the halfway part at all. Wayne waiting on Dan to close everything. Lauren and Wayne and not what's going on. Someone says the ex-wife is the only one to be jealous of. These ladies they want the ring and she's the only Mistress Coley. There you go. Someone else says if Tamara got all that from Wayne, then Wayne would have never let her go and she would have still had those things. Wayne let infatuation rule his pockets. That's what I believe, George. I think that Tamara's thing was one of those times when Wayne was trying something. I don't believe in all that, whatever. No, does he have something for her? He does, like every one of the other women. I think I'm right in saying that. But no worries. Ashley Reviews, I'm gonna get you in here. I have a question. Is a scammer? Because we've been talking about scamming now. People is talking about scams, but I want something to show y'all something because I know I'm gonna trouble the apple cart today. I'm gonna turn the apple cart upside down.
Negativity, but I realized through this journey that this brother Hill, man, you might not be every woman's dream, but you definitely a paradise, man. Real, I gotta say that, man, because what you bring, ever since I met this brother, ain't been up a positive energy, man, been positive energy. We had a lot of hiccups in business and all that landing spot, man, for a woman's heart.
So he was being touted as a landing spot for a woman's heart. So I just want to ask some questions here, because I'm going to trouble the apple cart, because we've been talking about scammers, and everybody's been mentioning the scamming argument after review, right? And we've been talking about scammers. Was this a scam? That's the question. Was this a scam? Because you all watch this series, right?
The
Y'all
wedding.
watch this series, this whole wedding, right? And you know what was
Hmm.
going on before this entire wedding. Was
Yes.
this scam in itself? Let me ask you that question, Ash Reviews. How you respond to that?
Yes. As much as I love Amber, um, yeah, she did because she knows her heart was with Wayne. She slept with him on the day of the wedding. And if he got up, like he was about to get up too, and Mike stopped him, if he interrupted that wedding, she would have not married him. And we all know that. He did not intervene like he was going to do. And she went on and married Anthony for convenience. She knew what she was doing. Her plan was, if Wayne does not stand up at this wedding and conquer me, I'm going to go ahead and marry Anthony because he's ready to have a wife, and I'm ready to get that financial security, you know? And that's exactly what she was doing. So, yeah, unfortunately. I mean, doesn't make her a bad person,
Mhm.
but I mean, and it's not like she was broke. She had a nice condo. It was really nice, and she was making decent money. I guess she just wanted to be richer. I guess, you know. I mean, well, get a lot of money. Be with a rich man. She was looking for security, and unfortunately, she couldn't get that with Wayne. So she went with Anthony, and she knows that Anthony, was head over heels over her, and that he wasn't too bright, unfortunately, when it comes to women. And she played with that. Yeah, she did. Sorry, Amber fan.
Lord, it's a good trouble them right now. Sharon Reviews, come off of mute and give your take on it. Was Amber a scammer in this moment? Because we talk a lot about scammers and we've been talking about who's been scamming and all that kind of thing. Well, what kind of moment was this? Give us your take.
In what moment? I didn't see it. Okay.
I feel like this brother here, man, is like,
Oh, yes, yes. All right. Okay, okay. All right.
There you
Yes.
go. Mm-hmm.
If I totally agree with you. I know they're like, well, I don't mind. They can come for me all they want. Yes. Anyhow, when I said yes, she wouldn't have married Anthony that morning. Anyhow, when I said yes, I think that is why she went all the way up to the day of her wedding. If Wayne had said yes, Amber wouldn't have married little uncle. So you see, the same thing that happened um, on that day. The marriage was not ordained by God. Just like how she's telling Tamira today, say, oh, God sent me Dave. Well, God would have sent her a single man when she's still legally married to her husband. But I just being honest.
That's the
Sit tight,
devil.
Sharon Reviews. Thank you very much for that. I'm gonna bring you up here. One journey. Give me one moment. Let me get in a couple chats, and then one journey. I'm bringing you up with your take. It's not scamming. It's taking the safe option for some men and women. The problem with that, though, Anne, is that if you were doing this and you weren't having relations on the morning of the wedding, I would agree with you totally. Taking the safe option. But going up to the day of this wedding, then pulling this off, you can't, is not, you're basically, that's what you're doing. That's kind of what you're doing. You basically are doing something under false pretense. Because I'm sure I'm look up a definition of scammer. Is a person who tricks people or lies or fake plans to steal their money or goods or private data. What is Amber going after right now? The money. So at the end of the day, basically, this was a scam. Whether you want to accept it or not, it basically was a scam because you married the person on the false pretense. It's like marrying a woman, right? Making it look like I really love her, I never really love her. You would say, well, O'Neill was a scammer with that as well, too. But I'm just saying, I'm just kind of giving some context to it, but I'm only Amber don't want to be on the straight. She needs to marry. That is, she don't want to be on the street. She wants to marry, and she's not the money. Do you remember what she said to Brittany? Oh, she don't want to be there in the first divorce process. Someone says that's a lie. God didn't send her Dave. Someone says it's a scam. It was securing her future. So up to the morning when you were securing your future. All right. I mean, like on just on a whitewashing. I like a whitewash the nonsense and all of it. You see, when it go with everybody else, it's scamming. But when it comes to Amber, because what I'm going to show you is how this argument is very twofold. We talk about scamming with everybody else, and they're not scamming, it's a scam. But then when I bring this up, no, she wasn't securing. It gets a nice polished word. Okay, well, we're gonna say Lauren has secure our future. I guess that's what we're gonna start keep saying then. Basically, I still want Malachi to get back at Anthony. Someone says Tamir is going to send to end up with Wayne again. Possibly, I believe that. Someone says Miss Ashley said Amber is not a bad person, but Lauren is. See, I'm questioning because no one else of them ask. Someone else says, Ashley, stop trying to speak nice, speak. Someone else says, in don't worry, don't worry. No, they say you're talking the truth. They say speak the truth. They say in Lauren even said she had tough skin. If you notice, Lauren, Shayla, they have tough skin. Amber, Elisa, and Tamira, their hearts crush easily because any little thing can affect them emotionally. One journey, go ahead with this moment. I've just shown the moment right now for you. Just now, was that a scam?
Who was the scammer? Are you talking Lauren or Amber?
I'm talking about this moment with Amber right here. So would you look at the moment? Would you view that moment as a scam?
Amber really touched me today. I'm not sure. I think when it comes to Wayne and Lauren, they're just transactional. And I think when Lauren's attacked, she's gonna attack you back. Um, Today, for me, um, I thought I saw Amber raising from the ashes of despair, that she's finally, the cloud is lifting and she's able to help someone else. But then when I came into chat today, they said it was just manipulation. I got to pay attention.
One journey. This moment was the moment when they got married. I want to know the moment them get married. How do you view Amber getting married like this? How do you view that?
I wasn't there at the time when the skit was going on when they were getting married. I watched the
Yes.
old videos, and the
Yeah.
old videos was, yes, she definitely wanted Wayne. And the thing is, you can want someone, but if they don't want you, you have to go on with your life. And she had a good choice to go on with her life.
Okay. Okay. So it was more of a choice and not a scam, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. But then you said the other day that Amber and Shayla both scammed Anthony. They both played a game with him, and they're not aware. Do you remember when you said that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking you because see, okay, when you have a wedding, a whole wedding where again, I can understand you left the old boyfriend for the new boyfriend and you say, you know what, I'm done with the old boyfriend and that's it, and I'm going to secure my future and I've chosen. But I'm wondering, are you able to do that where you say, you know what, let me get a couple licks in right on the wedding and then pop right up on the same guy that got the licks in with you, because all of this is basically Amber basically still fresh off sleeping with Wayne with all of this. You know, Wayne is basically on her at this entire wedding, right? How do you view that?
Well, that whole incident was unfortunate, but she didn't pump him. She slept with him. She just laid down with him, and that was wrong. All of that was not okay. But she had to go on with her life. You can't run after someone who's not running after you. He does not want her. He doesn't want her today. So I think she made a good decision. Let me build my life. I'll go on with Anthony, and that's the end of it. However, we live in America, and in Las Vegas, people go and pump and then come home and show up at their wedding. You know, people like that last goodbye pump from the high school girlfriend, the high school boyfriend. They do that
Mhm.
stuff in America.
Okay. Okay.
It's
No
culture.
worries. It's cultural. So it's okay. It's a cultural thing. Okay. I didn't know it was a cultural thing. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Interesting. Get inside of this, Annette. Give me your take on this, Annette. Was this a scamming moment, Annette?
The wedding.
Okay, I'm gonna go with One Journey, and I understand, Amber really was in love with Wayne, but Wayne didn't want Amber at all. Because if Wayne wanted Amber, then they would have been the ones that got married. And yeah, in a sense, Anthony probably was the second choice. But O'Neill, men do this all the time. The night before their wedding, they get, they go and have a fling or whatever, and they certainly are not going to tell their wife to be. So I think obviously she grew to love Anthony, and he was definitely a better choice in sense of her being married. But obviously, what happened, we all know the story. So I don't think it was a scam per se. We obviously don't agree what she did, being in the bed in the morning for her to before she got married. But I don't see it as a scam. I really don't. I think at the end of the day, if Wayne really wanted to marry Amber, he would have done something about it. She wouldn't even have gone to the actual ceremony then. You know what I mean? So she did what she thought was best, second choice, and then she then grew to love Anthony. But I say men do it all the time, and some women they say, "Oh, I'm getting married tomorrow. Let me just do what I have to do the night before, or whatever, or in the morning." It's not a new concept. So
So
that's
the
just my.
so
It's not a new.
hold on, Annette. The
Mhm.
concept you're talking about, right, is the concept of me saying, you know what, let me get in a hit. In a hit.
Yeah.
I think this is different than a hit because they were doing this up to the day of that wedding. In other
Yeah,
words, it wasn't no one last time. It was basically it was them doing this consistently over and over again because they had a whole thing going on in the midst of that relationship actually happening.
I, I
And I look at it, and so I'm asking the question because I'm trying to see exactly if I can understand it now. Because okay, one of the main things is that she made it seem as though she really loved this man, and she never really loved him. She never really
well,
loved him. And she wasn't honest with saying that she didn't really love him. Remember, this is now the same Amber now. This is now basically dragging the same guy who is the Anthony, telling us how he doesn't love her. And remember now she has gotten everybody on her side to believe into and to buy into, oh my gosh, look how this terrible, disgusting, non-loving man has done this thing to this woman. But what about this moment? Wouldn't this constitute, basically one of those same scams that we're talking about how Anthony has pulled? Because no, we're talking about Anthony being a scammer, but no, but this was one of the moments that existed. How you respond to that?
I hear what you're saying, but do you
Mm-hmm.
remember there was a skit when
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't too sure that she wanted to go through with the wedding with Anthony, and
Mm-hmm.
Anthony came in the room, held her hand, and kind of literally said, let's still do this. Obviously, he didn't know what happened. And I hear you,
Mm-hmm.
she was going on in the relationship with Wayne. It's a bit tricky. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
scam. No, no, Anya, come on now. I'm not a fan for either Anthony or Amber, but it's a little bit, it's not black and white. Yeah. I get it. She was still having the relationship with Wayne throughout more or less throughout the engagement. But in the reality, who would have been the better choice out of Wayne and Anthony? And I think she made the right choice. How she went about it was not right,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, but it's just I don't think it's a scam. That's just my opinion. I don't think she
Okay.
scammed him, and then she then grew to eventually love him, and then yeah, now she wants all his money. I get all of that, but it was a very
Mm-hmm.
difficult situation. And as I said, okay, maybe I can just not me, but I know men who have done that, getting married
Mm-hmm.
the following day, carried on with a relationship right through. So I know, and they still get married to the significant person. So it's, to
Mm-hmm.
me, it's nothing that unusual. That's what I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
say. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I hope I've answered your question there. I don't think
You
it's a
are
scam,
answering. I'm
but
listening. No problem.
but
So you don't
I
think it's a
don't
scam?
I don't think it's a scam, but she definitely was not right what she did to Anthony up until that point. However, she just was too scared to tell him what she was doing with Wayne. And as I said, if Wayne wanted, no, seriously, if Wayne wanted to marry Amber, he would have made the choice for her. Yeah. But he didn't want to marry her. He just wanted to mess about with her. So that's just my take on it. Yeah.
All right. So I mean, I'm
You're
coming
not,
up
you
here.
don't
Give
sound
me one moment.
convinced. You
No,
don't
man.
sound
No, no, no.
convinced.
I'm listening. No, no. I'm listening to the take. So don't worry. When I'm
Yeah,
listening, I'm just
yeah.
listening to the take. So don't mean I listen. Sit tight. Let me
Okay.
read a couple of comments for y'all. No, to the eight decision was not to marry Anthony. Period. The right decision. She's a scammer. She married him for the money and not for the love. She grew to love Anthony. Someone says Tamira petty towards Amber when it came to Anthony. She's no better than Lauren. Someone else says, Someone else says, no, it was off and on when they saw each other. Wayne was chasing her and he knew she was getting, but Amber nailed the cross and stuck with all the questions and the residue of this mess. Someone says, you're spoiling everything and not looking at it as a collective. So I know as I'm putting it on in one thing. You have to remember, Rose up Anthony would not have to marry Amber either. Okay, if Rose had stood up, Amber would not have married either. Someone else says, yeah, but the problem with that though, and is Anthony and Rose weren't messing around. So that's what doesn't make that go. Okay, that doesn't make that fly because Rose and Anthony were messing around. Amber was messing around actively. That's the problem. That's what makes it problematic. Someone else says O'Neill. Someone says the marriage is over. Someone else says Amber loved Anthony but wasn't in love with Anthony. Someone says O'Neill. It's a little bit tricky. Someone else says the marriage was a scam. Someone else says how the wedding a scam. Don't worry, we're trying to answer those questions. O'Neill, if Wayne professed his love for Amber before the wedding, do you think Amber would not have married Anthony? Probably not. I think she would marry him. Someone says neither. Someone says Amber treated Anthony like trash. Someone says the question is, can you love two men at the same time? Choose one that will secure the future. Is that really the question? Someone else says, yes, she loves Wayne. She knows he will not marry her. So she take the second option, not scamming. Okay. Charmin, and I'm going to get you in here. So if it's not scamming, Charmin, right? Since it's not scamming, since y'all say it's not scamming, then Amber can walk off, leave every single dime right now. Because she wants to show me that it's not scamming. Because guess what? Because of the position she put herself in, by making sure she secured a marriage with Anthony, she's asking for half or probably 90% or 100, whatever number of Anthony's wealth. So let me ask you now, because listen to me, we have to look at it from this way now, because since as when we look at every other relationship, they are scammers, because now when Denisha come in, Denisha, Lauren come in, Lauren a scammer. We know Lauren about like a scamming ways, but we're just saying it seemed like the scamming thing is playing this big old role. So I say, okay, well, since we're playing the scamming game, you know what I mean? Let's play the scamming game. So my question is, Charmaine, and I want you to come up mute here, Charmaine, since as all of the scammings are around, then can she then walk off, leave whatever is there? Go ahead, Charmaine.
Okay, so first of all, if the first divorce, if this was the first divorce, then maybe I would say yes, maybe. But the first divorce, she did not want anything. Brittany was the one who forced her into wanting the money. She said all she wanted was the house. She told Anthony to begin with, she wanted the house that she had, the one that Victor was living in. She wanted that house and she did not want it to become part of the divorce. Anthony agreed. That was before Wayne told Anthony that he did not have the final say, the judge would. Brittany was the one who said to Amber, you are crazy. Anthony's rich. Why would you not want the money or whatever you can get? So if it was scamming, then she would have asked from the first divorce that she had wanted. She would say she wanted, because she was entitled. Brittany told her how much she was entitled to, 75% or whatever. But she was not after the money. So I'm not going to say that was a scamming. Amber knew Wayne was not going to marry her. It was not people saying, oh, she was waiting on him to stand up at the wedding. Amber knew deep in her heart that Wayne would never marry her. So there was no she waiting for him to stand up at the wedding when the pastor said whatever, blah, blah, like what Anthony did. Amber knew Wayne
Mm-hmm.
was never going to stand up because Wayne was not even treating Amber like a girlfriend. Wayne did not come out and claim
Mm-hmm.
Amber like he claimed Tamira or even Lauren. He came out and he
Mm-hmm.
tell everybody in the podcast that I'm kicking it with Lauren. He was not telling anybody that he was kicking it. People knew that he was, but he was not coming out in public claiming Amber like. So how would Amber think that Wayne was going to marry her if he was not even claiming her as a girlfriend? That's one. So she wanted Anthony, but she wanted Wayne. The flesh wanted Wayne because that was what it was. It was just a flesh thing. She enjoyed Wayne, whatever inch or whatever. And Anthony was not doing anything. Anthony was just munching. That's all Anthony was doing. Anthony was not doing anything else. So she knew what Wayne had and what Wayne was doing. So yes, people tell me last week that I'm a scammer on Sunday. They said I was they said I was a scammer because I was explaining to them that we were talking about Denisha, and I said Denisha know the game
Mm-hmm.
she's playing because I've
Mm-hmm.
been there. And
Mm-hmm.
all you need to do, you don't have to stretch your hand out or you don't have to ask. All you need to do is to encourage and support. You have
Mm-hmm.
somebody that you know easy to
Mm-hmm.
spend money and will
Yeah.
always want to spend money. The only thing you want to do is encourage and support. And the people in the
Mm-hmm.
chat says I was a scammer back then. So,
So that may I ask you if it that's why may I
I'm
ask you if
telling
it's
you,
scamming.
Amber was not a scammer. Amber was just
Mm-hmm.
caught in a place where she was.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was so insecure. She could not believe somebody like Anthony really wanted to marry her. It's not, I think if they were just having a regular relationship, I don't think she
Mm-hmm.
would go back to Wayne. I think if they just had a regular relationship, a boyfriend and girlfriend thing, I don't think Wayne would be what she was going to look to. But when she hear that this man who is rich wanted poor old me to be his wife, she sort of said she get insecure in herself. Amber have low self-esteem, and she went back to what she knew because she know that whatever Wayne was, that's all she did. She went back to what she knew because that's where she was comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
She was comfortable. It's like when I was supposed to go to high school, I was
Mm-hmm.
moving to a different parish, and I was bawling because I did not want to go because I did not want to move from what I know was comfortable. I'm going to go into this unknown. I'm taking this journey of the unknown. And that's what Amber was doing with Anthony. She was embarking on this unknown journey, but she know Wayne and Wayne was comfortable. So all she was just doing, and if you want to say up until the day of the wedding, yes, because after she said I do, she would have to embark on a whole new journey with Anthony. And she don't even know what that journey would be like in terms of, so she just enjoy whatever it was with whatever she knew. Wayne was like a comfortable slippers. Anthony maybe feel like a shoes that maybe when she start walking it would burn her or something. But that's my opinion. I don't think it was a scam. I think it's just that she has one choice because Wayne was not going to marry her. Wayne never said anything about being married. He would marry her here in another life or anything. So she had one choice if she wanted to be married, and that was Anthony, and she took that one choice.
Okay. Sit tight. Riri, I see you on the panel. I'm gonna get you into this one. Let me read a couple comments. Riri, are you here? Sit
Yes,
tight, Riri.
sir.
I'm gonna put you up on the microphone right now so you can answer the scamming question. Sit tight here. If Amber is insecure and has low self-esteem, then she shouldn't be dating. Somebody says, I agree, Shaman. Exactly, Judith. Someone says, how much money is the wedding? Let's talk about that. Someone says, Shaman is so right. Someone says, and she's still insecure after all of the money. Someone else says, O'Neill, we have to test the testimony from Amber. She said that she fooled Anthony, that he didn't get to sign a prenup and called him a sucker. Sir. Let's move to the next piece. And it somebody that says Anthony only went after Amber because Wayne dated her. Look at his face when he proposed in front of Wayne. They both shouldn't have been married. Anthony treated her like trash before he knew. Really? Anthony treated her like trash before he knew, before her. Okay, he knew her. You knew her. You sure say Anton never treated her well because he gave her a lot of things? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna get you in your Riri. This is why O'Neill has a little problem with this, right? When we speak about Denisha, and when we talk about everybody else, them a scammer. And the scamming argument gets thrown upon them very easily. Them a scammer. Only the person that's scammer. This person is a scammer. So I want to know now if Amber had notified Anthony on the day of the wedding, hey Anthony, you know what? It's what it is. I kind of did this thing with Wayne, and let me just come clean. If you don't want to marry me right now, everything is cool. If she gave him that, and he basically went and married her, you would have had me. But the least I have is to give that to you, is to give you the truth. If you're not giving me the truth like that, then I don't believe that basically you're honest. And if you're not honest, like the definition of scammer say basically, because guess what, right now, and look at the chat, right? I have the 57 votes. People are saying she shouldn't walk with nothing. So in other words, she should be able to take this money, even though she married in bad faith, because she married for herself and not for Anthony. Normally, when I do something, you're supposed to do it for the next person as well, no so? Or is it that we just marrying people for ourselves? Saying, as long as I get what I want, it's perfectly fine. That's all O'Neill was called now. Let's I digress. Riri, go ahead and put yourself inside the conversation. Go ahead. Is a
Hey, good
scammer and deal with it. Go ahead.
good evening, chat. I do think that she did a form of scamming, and let me tell you why. People always are quick to throw up the first divorce. No, the first divorce is when Anthony filed for divorce. When he stood up at Rose's wedding, Anthony was the first to file for divorce, but they only had been married what, a month? Amber wasn't going to get anything probably, or she could have got something for the embarrassment, pain, and anguish of it all, but she refused to sign the papers then. Some could say she refused to sign the papers then because she probably wouldn't have got nothing. What judge is going to give a woman half, amen, and y'all only been married a month or so? She refused. So we gonna stop not acknowledging that he filed when he stood up at Rose's wedding. He filed for a divorce from her immediately, and she would not sign it. She ran over there. She threw the papers back. All of that. This whole thing with Shayla would have never been. Amen. He hadn't started the affair with Shayla when he asked her for a divorce. He was being a man of integrity and saying, you know what? I done stood up at this other woman's wedding. I've embarrassed my wife. I'm going to get a divorce because I might really have feelings for this other person. Amber walked down the aisle knowing she had just got out the bed with Wayne. And you say that she didn't want Wayne. She knew Wayne wasn't going to know. If you look at the footage, the surveillance of that wedding, when she went down the aisle, she stopped. She kind of looked at Wayne, almost like, or you go stand up. This is your last chance. So that is a form of scamming. If that would have been Denisha, amen, walking down the aisle with Wayne, everybody would have been on the scam bus. Oh, it's a scam. It
Mm-hmm.
would have been Shayla. Everybody would have been on the scam bus. Because it's Amber, nobody wants to admit that it was a form of scamming. Even though before the wedding, she had made a bet, amen, with Arby to say that she was making sure she was gonna get married. She was gonna nail that big dummy. She didn't say it like that, but she made the bet, and she told him
She made a bet.
she was gonna get married. So, but if Denisha or Shayla would have done that, it would have been a scammer. She would have been the scum of the earth. I'm tired of everybody acting like Amber was a princess before this wedding. She was not. She was hated just as much for the level 2 and level 3s in the chat who just started watching these skits. She was just as even. People said that if they let Amber marry Anthony, they was gonna stop watching the Country Wayne skits because how could you let a woman like Amber marry him? And now that's why I say Shayla can still be redeemed because a lot of fans are fake and phony because y'all did the same thing to Amber when she was cheating. Y'all did not want her to marry Anthony because Anthony was a good man. But now everybody hates Anthony, even though Anthony, again, he asked for the divorce first. He asked for a divorce, wasn't even married a good month, and she denied it. If that would have been Shayla or Denisha, we would have said, oh my God, why she just won't give him a divorce? Why she just won't let him go? We would be mad in the comments. But that's the difference, I feel like, between day one Country Wayne fans who know the whole length of this relationship and then just jump on the bandwagon after Anthony had a baby by Shayla, and it's just a skit. That's all I got to say.
I appreciate that in a Riri because I wanted to make sure those parts are brought out, and I'm so glad Riri is here basically to bring that in. I'm gonna get the panel to react to that because I wanted you guys to hear that, because a lot of times people talk about the Rose standing up at Rose when they forget that piece that Anthony tried to file for a divorce and Amber didn't want to let him out. This is why I'm saying, is it a scam? And that's why I'm asked, because again, and Riri's right, and that's kind of where I was going to with it. If we're gonna start using these scams all over the place and say, well, all right, Denisha scam. Denisha do her thing and we call her a scammer. Then basically, Sheila do her thing, we definitely call her a scammer because Sheila been doing her thing. Then Lauren has come now. We know Lauren ultra scammer basically. Lauren, they are the different parts of scamming of whatever it is. But we call everybody else scammer. But then it's almost like Amber get the kind of pass or a hush hush. And so I want to know about that. I see your microphone is open, Shamin, and you're ready to react. Go ahead.
Okay, so I really know that we always agree to disagree. When Amber got the divorce paper from Anthony and she went to Rose's house, if Anthony wasn't so in love with Rose, why did he leave with Amber? He should have tell Amber, he should say to Amber, go home. I'm not coming. I want this divorce. I'm done. Because I'm in love with this woman. What did he do? He went inside the house, he took his bag and he's walked right past Rose.
After she begged.
It doesn't matter. He walked right past Rolanda, standing at the doorway. Rolanda was even surprised. Because Rolanda thought that Anthony was serious about this divorce, although she was not in agreement with it. But she thought he was serious about this divorce. And this lady come, and after she talked and whatever, Anthony turned around and went into the house. And Rolanda was telling Amber, leave, see, whatever. And all he turned around, Anthony was walking past her with his bag. So if he was really serious about the divorce,
was serious, Shamin. Hold on, Shamin. I'm serious. Amber just found a way to get back into the man's grace, and
he
she
was
does
not
those
serious.
things.
So let me ask you something.
No, I don't agree with that.
She preached the sermon. Love is kind. Love do not count wrongdoing.
So you're saying, Anil, if Amber's serious about the divorce, and Anthony could not change her mind. Anthony, it doesn't matter. Anthony offered $250,000 to stay. Anthony offered to take her around the world every day on a private plane. If anywhere she wanted to go, you take her, and she still wanted that divorce.
Right, because Anthony there is a man right now for her that is richer.
That's what I'm saying. Anthony could
exactly
not
why
change.
she's a scammer.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but Raw was richer than Amber. Raw was richer than Amber.
Men don't want your money.
No.
Shamin, men don't want your money. That's why he's not going to go for
love. Anthony was in love with Rolanda. Everybody said Anthony was in love with Rolanda. So where was the love when he was walking past Rolanda with his bag?
Because you told him that love was kind and love didn't take no record of wrongdoing.
But where was the love? If he was so in love with Rolanda, he should tell Amber, go home, Amber.
He was convicted.
In Shamin, that's what you need to look at. You told me this, Shamin. Hold on, Shamin. You give me the play already, pan woman. Remember, you tell me now. So all the women.
Yeah, me know, but that's a different play. So but then Amber was not doing that play.
Shamin, what? Shamin,
listen,
Amber was that Denisha running now.
Amber was not doing that play. That was not the play Amber was doing.
Amber been running that play for Anthony for years. Now she run the play for him.
No. When you doing the play on a man, all you do is support and encourage. Amber was not supporting and encouraging.
Love is kind.
Amber was begging. She was begging. That was begging.
I'm balling.
Amber,
man can't take tears.
So Amber was begging. When you want to scam a man, you don't beg. You
yes,
don't
beg because you support.
That's another good scammer. Trust me. If you don't meet the good scammer yet. Denisha, one of the best scammer. You see Denisha ever hold out her to Anthony?
Yeah, she's the best scammer. She really had to pull her teeth to get it out of him.
She just stand there and she love. You see what Denisha do? Cook. She cook. She feed him. And Anthony start to have belly. You ever the other night when he was coming out calling Wayne, you see that little belly? Right now, if you look at Anthony, Anthony start to have a
Because
paunch.
somebody are feeding him.
Because
Amber was
exactly.
feeding him.
But
He might
that's
get
what you
maga
do.
down.
That is how you
He might
scam
get
them.
skinny.
You feed them, you support them, you encourage them.
Oh, you scam them, Shaman. Tell me you scam them.
Yo, me I come and find you want some roast breadfruit. You want me bring some fish for you? Yeah, man.
So doing what you're supposed to do for a man is a scam.
You want me
Oh
send something?
Lord.
Yo, me I send something for you. How much you want? No, man, whatever you can. No, it's all right. Me good enough. No, man, me I send something for you. No, man, it's all right. Whatever you can afford to send, it don't really matter. Just send a thing. You know,
That's what you think it is.
Demands. That's how you scam people on hill. You know, make demands.
Shaman, sometimes the lady them scam different.
If you know the
Sometimes
good scamming, you don't make demands. Trust me on hill. When you people say me a scammer, me used to be a scammer.
Hold on, Shaman. Sit tight, Shaman. Hold on, Riri. Annette. You know, hold on, Annette, because we got Annette already. Sharon Reviews, come in at the picture. Tell me about this scamming. Is this good scamming, bad scamming? Tell me about the scamming. Sharon Reviews, we know about the scamming because
honestly, I don't scam people, so I don't know about the scamming business.
Not about the scamming.
So you have to leave me out of it. No, honestly, I don't know.
You don't know. So let me get Ashley now. Ashley, because you must know about the scamming. Ashley, how does the scamming work? Because Shaman say you have scamming a certain way. You understand? If you not do the scamming that type of way, it not work out that way. Erica says, you know, she agree with Shaman that that's how the scamming works. So this is what's going on. Go ahead, Ashley. How does scamming work?
Oh, I'm gonna beg. Yeah, I want that. I want those millions still in my bank account. So yeah. You know,
so that's a different type of see.
I will say this. I do agree with Charmaine when it comes to Anthony walking out. No one can make you do what you don't want to do. He could have stayed in there. He made a choice because he thought that she loved him. That's what he took from that. I still saw her manipulating, begging. That was her manipulation. He took it as, oh, this woman really loves me. Let me go back.
That part.
That's how he took it. So that's what that was. I know it all too well, you know.
I'm just saying. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. But no worries. Thank you very much for the Ashley reviews.
I'm not a scammer. I just know how they operate because I've seen it with other ladies that I know who has done it in the past. So again, I'm not saying that Amber is a bad person. I've definitely gotten her karma for what she's done so far. But the thing is, she has not learned and she's still acting the same person. And we're just not understanding that. And for her to tell these ladies today all this good stuff, but not leading by example, is why we're on this subtopic of going back to these past skits over the years, because it's something she's just being fake. You know, when she's not really keeping it real, you know? So, yeah.
I appreciate it, Ashley review. Sit tight. One journey, I'm going to get you in here, and then I'm going to get Annette in here as well. Give me one minute. Let me read some comments. Amber is a woman who will use what she's got to get what she wants. I do believe that because I've seen her doing it. Where are my scamming ladies at? Someone else says, Someone else says, all kinds of ways to scam. So somebody making it that there are ways to scam. Someone else says Lauren and Delicia are two scammers right now. We're just asking, listen to me, stop moving the conversation off of Amber. We're asking if she is a scammer. That's what we're asking right now. Somebody said, O'Neill, dream about Amber at nighttime. I don't think I do, but if I say so. Mommy says, with the super chat, Mommy says, we keep saying Mike stopped Wayne from getting up. Wayne has his own mind. He wouldn't allow anyone to stop him. He was never going to marry Amber. Someone says everybody's either a scammer for money or pump up. Someone else says O'Neill, who told us you was fair. Now you're saying that you are advocating that Denisha is not a scammer, but it's Amber. What I'm saying is this, Laverne, right? What I'm saying is I have not seen, when it comes to Denisha and the whole idea of scamming. At first I said, you know what, maybe Denisha is a scammer. As time have gone by, I've realized that Anthony is deliberately giving his money away. And Denisha is doing nothing for him to give this money away. Anthony is the one that's basically trying to see exactly if he can overplease Denisha. That's what's going on. Okay, as a man, that's what's going on. She's not doing anything to him. She's not trying to put moves. This dude is doing things even when no one is asking him to do them. I.e., Shayla had not even come in the picture yet. And Anthony trying to pay for Denisha's mother's thing. She never asked him to pay for it. There's no inkling into it. Anthony just pick up himself saying, go and pay for it. Then basically, you had the other notions of him giving the mother the money. Then he's doing all of these other things. Anthony is just doing these things. So I cannot call her a scammer if Anthony now is starting to do a bunch of things that it just out of the blues. It no longer makes no sense. However, what I said, Laverne, is since we're talking about scamming, and since every other woman is a scammer, let's examine how much of a scammer was Amber. So I asked the question: what did what Amber pull? It was did what Amber pull a scam? Because at the end of the day, you weren't honest with Anthony at the beginning, and it's like Riri's saying, which I like Riri's point. Riri's point was at least Anthony acknowledged, you know what? I may have mixed feelings about another woman. So let me get out of this marriage. No. And I said before that basically, what's her name now? Amber did not have even the decency to say, you know what, Anthony, I'm having mixed feelings because, I did this thing with Wayne. What do you think about this? If she had done that and Anthony said I would go on with you, then fine, I would absolve her. But I cannot absolve her because she did it under false pretense. It's like me marrying a woman under false pretense and doing my own thing. That is scamming. I'm not scam them. I'm scamming them basically because I'm not even, and why it's the scam now is because guess what? She can't even leave with just $0. She needs to pay half of the money. So guess what? It's a scam. You marry me under false pretense. I'm now deep in on this thing with you. And now you're asking me for half or basically 50%. So that's why I'm basically questioning the whole scamming to with Amber. Sit tight. I'm going to ask you one journey after this comment. As soon as Denisha income dropped, her change. That is not romance. That is opportunistic attachment. All of them are opportunistic. Amber is still asking for monies. Amidst what it is. Is still trying to be opportunistic. Lauren is being opportunistic. Delisa is being opportunistic. And by the way, nothing wrong with being opportunistic. Meaning, once you see an opportunity to get your thing, nothing is wrong with trying to go to get it. It's how you're getting it. Now, we can agree that when Lauren basically have her mother pretend like she's sick and do whatever it is, a scam that outright because your mother not sick. You lie basically to get the money. That's the truth, right? That's what it is. What we're seeing that. However, at this point in time, we look on the Denisha thing. I don't see the part where he has lied. So that's why we've been asking that question. Okay. So that's why I ask about the scamming. That's where I'm going to. One journey. Let me yield the floor and let me give you the floor. Go ahead, one journey, and get yourself in here. Then Annette, you can get.
Okay, so can I hear the question again?
As you can see, the discussion, we're basically discussing the whole idea of the scamming. And Riri has inputted some important information. Riri said,
I
you
still
heard what
don't.
Riri said.
I still don't. I'm gonna go with the wisdom of Yuri and you, but I don't see Amber putting together a plot in her head and saying. I see her saying, "I'm gonna choose the one that wants to go on the same road with me, which is she wants to be married." No one wants to be connected their body or their cookies to a community man.
Agreed.
Everybody can have him. He's pumping everywhere. He wants to pump the world, the community, the neighborhood. Anything he sees, he wants to pump it freely. What am I doing with that? That's a toilet person. Use the toilet, flush the toilet, walk away from the toilet, and repeat. She did not want that. So I really think that she went with Wayne. But because Wayne is a vegan, he has more power and strength down below. Anthony, he eats anything, anywhere. So, but he
Oh,
has the
Lord.
power in his muscles and his arms and body, but he doesn't have the power like Wayne down below because he's not vegan. Vegan men are powerful. Ladies, really listen closely.
Oh, Jesus. Amen. I'm about to
Oh,
go get me a
vegan
vegan.
in a vegan in the waist, not in the face.
That's right.
Oh,
I think she
Lord.
made a decision. I want to be married. I would
Yeah.
walk away from any man who just wants me as a toilet. Use the toilet, flush the toilet, walk away. And then he goes and pumps someone else and pumps someone else. And now we have an AIDS number that's extremely high and
Ooh.
an STD number that's also STI
What's up,
that's
Gail?
also very high.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem. Sit tight.
Preach, sisters.
Get right in on it. Get yourself in here so and respond on it. Go ahead and get
Shout
in.
out to the vegan man.
Amen.
Okay, so one journey. Are you saying
Excellent,
that
excellent.
vegan men have got more power than non-vegan men? Is that what you're saying? Okay, interesting. All right, again, I'm gonna say I don't think it was a scam, and I think
Mm-hmm.
sorry, the deliberate act of trying to take advantage
Mm-hmm.
of someone. I don't feel it was. I say that she was wrong for what she did, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree that she shouldn't have married Anthony without not telling him about the situation with Wayne. And I feel she just went for the best one, the best man that would marry her. And obviously it wasn't Wayne. So in a sense, I see a scam. You deliberately go out your way to take advantage of someone when it's whether it's financially or on
Mm-hmm.
any other way. So that's how I see a scam. And my plot is I'm going to get that and I'm going to get the money. Yes, we know now we're looking at the divorce and we're questioning why she shouldn't take the offer that Anthony made, that very low offer. I don't agree Amber should get 50%. No, I don't. I certainly don't. But I do think she should get more because look what Shayla's getting. Look what Denisha's getting. So I think she should get more money. But again, they have to work that out. So I'm going to say again, I think she married the person who she thought would be the best one for her situation. However, it would have
Mm-hmm.
been better if she spoke to Anthony first and to say what's happening. Then he could have made the choice whether he would choose to marry her. So yeah,
Okay,
that's me.
no problem. I like that. I like that. And I'm glad Riri come up here, come stir the pot, because Riri the pot needed to be stirred. Yourself, Riri. I get it. I wanted to make sure we get context into it because we do throw out the scamming line a lot, and sticking with you, Annette, we do throw the scamming line out a lot. So I want
Hmm.
to ask you, Annette, when you look at the skit and
Yeah.
you think scammers with the girls that you're seeing, who are you seeing as the scammers?
Um, Lauren,
Mm-hmm.
Shayla,
Mm-hmm.
Denisha to a point, but it's not clear cut with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, I don't see Tamara. Oh, and oh yeah, Delicia. Oh Lord, Delicia.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. Tamara. Not so much. Amber. Questionable now, probably. Because she's all about getting her money. But yeah, but my top three: Shayla, Lauren, Delicia, and actually I'll put Denisha maybe fourth. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
All
say.
right.
Yep,
You go drop it like that.
I'm gonna drop it like that. I think
Yeah,
that's the
drop it
one.
like that.
Yeah, drop it
Cool.
hot like that or something like.
Sit tight. Let, let me read the super chat from mommy. Mommy says we keep saying might stop the wedding from getting up, right? Stop Wayne from getting up. Wayne has his own mind, so he wouldn't allow anyone to stop him from getting up. He's never was going to marry Amber. That's what you want to read. I wanted to make sure I read that. Let me read some comments here. I agree with her. Someone says, O'Neill, you are a scammer. You are the ghostwriter working on both ends. I don't believe O'Neill has for ideas. Erica, leave O'Neill alone. Do not put O'Neill the thing of whatever it is. Let's see. Someone else says, let's see. Laura is clear cut. Shayla don't have to scam when it's given to you. Someone else says, of course, Shayla scams. Shayla is clear cut in a candidate because okay, clear Shayla basically. What about the school thing? Candidate, let's ask the question. Kai is not going to school. We haven't seen Kai in one school since she's been
One
getting her
class.
4,000. We
Not
haven't seen him in
one.
one class without school uniform. We don't see
Mm.
any of those. I'm sure about that scam. Scam.
Mhm.
There's no way Shayla can be on the list, right? When it comes to scamming, there's no way Shayla cannot be on the list. So let's work that little piece out. The Delisa one, I can say Delisa with King because I know Delisa basically is between the two men and she's doing her thing between the two men. So that's a clear cut scam, right? I don't like I said before. I was on the Denisha scam train, but I'm off because I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see it because at the end of the day, Anthony is doing these things, and you don't have to scam him. You just don't. You don't need to scam him. Once you're around him, he'll give away this money as long as he thinks that. I guess I don't know him at this guy, this whoever it is he thinks he is. I don't know what it is. Someone else says, O'Neill, since you're a ghostwriter, write Amber to walk away without money, please. The audience will never forgive Amber if she gets 1 cent of Anthony's money. Let her leave. So, at this point, Anthony just stupid. He gives his money away. That's what I'm saying. Anthony is giving the money away. O'Neill never thought the day that I would hear you say those words about Amber, you had me fooled. Not really. Not really. It's just that I've been looking in and people are talking about scammers. And if we're going to talk about scammers, then we don't really have to go include all the other pieces in it because it kind of look the same. Someone else says Anthony could have divorced Amber due to fraud when he found out about Wayne.
Yep.
Scammer. Someone else says, yes, he could have. Someone else says Denisha and Lauren are the same. Not quite. I don't believe that.
Oh my God.
They are the same. They're the same.
They are the same.
They are the
No,
same.
no.
How?
Oh,
Lauren is at a different
she
scale
done got
than
you fooled now. That's crazy.
hold on. I'm not saying that Denisha not dead here and she's being opportunistic with the opportunity. Lauren and Denisha are at two different levels. They are two different levels. Lauren,
she didn't act like her mama was sick to get him to pay for the party. First of all,
clearly
come on,
is
man.
doing the thing there. Lauren clearly is doing things to get monies. Clearly, like there's no mistake about it. Lauren clearly. In fact, today, yes, she makes sure she drive the Rolls Royce. Why? Deliberately to do different things. Deliberately. Now, of course, them really do what she do. You understand? But that's about it. But nonetheless, hold on. I'm gonna get you in here, Shamin.
You're allowed to pay your mother $10,000.
But that's him. You don't have to scam a trick. You don't have to scam a trick.
Why are you allowing that?
Why are you supposed to stop in the middle of the thing and say, "Don't give my mama $10,000"?
That I will not allow him to even do that. You don't even know the woman.
Baby, I try to get $10,000 back. A man trying to get my mama. My mama gonna knock me out.
Some random woman.
Are you
$10,000. Yeah, just met you the first day.
Baby.
Remember Wayne did the same thing to Honeypot Girl's mother.
Yes, he showed it.
That's why.
How did that work out? How did that work out?
Scam artist.
However it work out.
Mama got back on drugs. Mama got back on drugs.
They all scam. The mama's a scam artist. All of them are. They scamming. Anthony.
All of them scammer.
Anthony a trick. Y'all must have never been around tricks before.
He's been scammed for 3 whole years.
Anthony been tricking for 3 years.
3 years of
tricking if you
scammed.
He a trick. How you didn't nobody scam him out of nothing? Now the girl who was pregnant, Chantal, she scammed him.
That was a scam
because she knew that wasn't his child. That's the definition of a scam. A woman being an opportunist and taking what a man give her. That's not a scam. That's what I'm not getting. She knew. Anthony been tricking. And I don't understand why people don't know what a trick is. He's a trick.
He's a trick. Gentlemen, don't be a trick. Hold on, Shamin. Hold on. Sit tight. Hold on. Give me one moment. Because I'm going to ask you the question after you finish. Shamin. What is the meaning? Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Shamin, I'm gonna let you answer the question. Let me first read. Okay. Let me first read to you what a scam is. How them define a scam. A scam is a dishonest trick or a plan. Someone uses it to lie and cheat you out of money, personal information, or valuables. How a scam works. Fake trust. The person or the message pretends to be real, like a bank or a store or whatever it is, right? Quick pressure, them tell you to act fast. Those are different type of ways. But the point of the matter is I'm saying it's dishonest and it is a trick or a plan. Go ahead, Shamin. Go ahead and respond.
Okay, so let me tell you something, O'Neill. The first time Denisha see Anthony at Dave's house, he was marked. The very first time Denisha saw Anthony at Wayne's house, you know what hook what she used, what Anthony did? When he said to her, "Oh, you have a son named Kai and I have a son named Kai. It's fate." God is whatever, is doing whatever. That was when Denisha marked Anthony. All the stuff that Denisha was doing, when
Mm-hmm.
Denisha was saying, go back to your wife, do this,
Mm-hmm.
do that, because she knew that Anthony was interested in her. She knew that Anthony was not going to go back to no wife. She knew everything. She was just playing hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way the scammers do. That's how scamming
Oh
So what's
starts.
a
God.
scam? But
So
what is scam, Charmin? What is
listen,
scam? What's a scam?
okay, she started to play hard to get because then that's how she reel Anthony in. First, Anthony run and come. You see, when she gave back Anthony that ring in that parking garage and said to
Mm-hmm.
him, I'm not your wife, so this is yours. What did Anthony say to her? Oh, I'm just going to, it's okay. I'll keep it for now. That's what she wanted to hear. I'll keep that ring for now. Then it was not even the end of the day. Guess what she did? She called him and she said to him, I'm going to cook you something, your favorite food. And Anthony went over because that is how you hook them. Line and sinker.
Okay,
Because
can I ask you a question, Shaman?
hold on 1 second. That is how when you hook them, line and sinker,
Mm-hmm.
because guess what you're doing? Support, encourage and support. That is how scammers work. And the sophisticated scammer, I'm not talking about the little scammer that call you and so want to tell you that you win some money and you have to do so. I'm talking about sophisticated scammer.
Mm-hmm.
Come, I'm cooking you your favorite dish. Because Anthony lied and said lobster was his favorite dish, and we know that's a lie. It wasn't. But because he wanted to go to her room that night, he had to use
Mm-hmm.
something to kind of see if he could get to her room. And he told her that, oh, I did not get my favorite food today when we went to dinner and blah, blah, blah. So she cooked him the lobster. It was not even two, right in that same night. What did she do?
Mm-hmm.
She gave him the pum pum. That was when, because she know Anthony was not getting no pum pum. So she said, okay, support, encourage and support. That's the encouragement. The support was giving
Mm-hmm.
him the lobster. The encouragement was
Mm-hmm.
now the pum pum. The next morning she get up and he take off the ring. You can't be whatever, you need to take off that ring. That was
Mm-hmm.
how now she realized when she told Anthony to take off that ring and Anthony
Mm-hmm.
took off the ring, she realized that yes, I have him. I have him hooked because I just say take off the ring that he was sporting all this time. And I just said it and he took it off. That is how you have them hooked. O'Neill, I'm 64 years old. I've been
Mm-hmm.
married for 30. I've been with my husband for 30 years. Do you think I was a choir girl all this time? Trust
Mm-hmm.
me, I know how the game is played. People said I used to scam when I was young. I don't care if they want to say I was a scammer, but I know the game is played. You see somebody who is interested and you
Mm-hmm.
are going to play them, you're going to play at their weakness. That's the first thing you
Mm-hmm.
do. You play at their weakness because Denisha know that Anthony was going through a divorce and
Mm-hmm.
Anthony's wife was giving him hell
Mm-hmm.
and he has a baby mother. Trust me, what's her name told Anthony, told Denisha everything. Honeypot told Denisha
Mm-hmm.
everything that was going on. So Denisha, the fact when this gave her that ring out there, when he
Mm-hmm.
took her to Chateau de Lawn and gave her that ring
Mm-hmm.
and said,
Mm-hmm.
Denisha said, oh, this is really a punk. And that is
Mm-hmm.
how you play the game. All Denisha needs to do, Denisha don't need to even encourage, pour into him, encourage him and support him. Cook for
So
him,
isn't that
do
what Amber
whatever.
was doing though, Charmin? Isn't that what Amber
No,
was
because
doing,
Come on.
but the
encouraging him
thing
and
is,
supporting him?
Amber was her own
This is
person.
what I
Amber
mean.
was
This
no,
what
but
I
Amber,
mean. It's
no,
too,
no,
it
no.
too,
But you
it
see,
too, it too
no,
vague.
wait, listen.
That's what I
From the
mean.
moment Amber she found out about Amber and Wayne, Anthony never forgave Amber. Anthony has never forgiven Amber for
I'm talking
Anthony
about
and
before the
Wayne
wedding.
with Wayne. So that was Amber was doing it. But the shining rubber for Amber. I told you already, I had a car, a brand new car. And I used to wash that car every day because it was like it was not like I was worshiping the car, but I love that car. It was brand new. And the moment it got into an accident, I didn't care about it again. Sometimes I look at the car and I'm like, oh my God, I need to take this car to wash because it get tarnished. And that's what Amber
Mm-hmm.
did. The moment she slept with Wayne and Anthony found out, she was no longer on that pedestal. So it didn't matter what Amber did. At the back of, you remember what Anthony told Ben? That
Mm-hmm.
when he saw Wayne, sometime when they're doing business together, he has to compromise, he has to put them in different compartments. Wayne the businessman and Wayne the person who sleep with Amber. So he has never gotten over that Amber slept with Wayne. So it doesn't matter what Amber would have done. It was always going to be a wedge between both of them. So Denisha is somebody different. Anthony don't know any flaws with Denisha yet. She's new and shiny, just like Amber was new and shiny. But you hear when the boyfriend Denisha baby father said, "Watch your bank account and watch your wallet." Even that Anthony did not hear. It went over Anthony's head
Yeah, but you have to
because
watch your bank account and wallet with Amber right now. You still have to watch your bank account and
no,
wallet.
but
She want
Amber
everything him have
deserve
right now.
whatever Amber is going to get. You see, Wayne laughed after Anthony the other night when Wayne Anthony was talking about
Yeah, because she
what he
because she got into marriage without a prenup. So of course we have a
Okay,
laugh
so
after him
so
because the
okay,
wife
so
do it.
but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
what because he loved Amber in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he did it. But after he found out Amber was trash to him, Amber was not that person that he thought she was. He kept her because he did not want Wayne to win. That's the only reason why he kept Amber after he found out. Because he did not want Wayne to win. Because Anthony has always been in competition with Wayne all this time. If Amber did not walk, Anthony would still have Amber and treat her how he wants to treat her. He tell everybody that when Amber cheated with Wayne. Come on, everybody that comes into contact with Amber and Anthony and whatever, he tells them Amber was sleeping with Wayne up until the morning, even before she walked out and asked for a divorce. But
Yeah,
Denisha
but
knows
Amber talks about Anthony right now. It's the same. She talk about the one
exactly.
like they
But
have
Exactly.
a
yeah,
baby
but
on
we're
him.
not talking about the scamming, and I'm telling you because I know Gabe.
All right, give me the scamming.
Denisha is
Mm-hmm.
encouraging and supporting. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to ask
Okay,
Anthony for a dollar. Anthony will always give it to her.
that's a trick.
Always give it to her because that's a trick. You don't have to ask. You just encourage and support. You want a couple of breadfruit are coming up. You want some roast breadfruit and yeah man. One about some fry
Mm-hmm.
fish, yeah man. Because me know say me I come down back. And when me I come down back, me I come down back with something.
Okay, can we? Okay,
Go
can,
ahead. Go ahead,
okay,
Reed. Go ahead.
okay. So I want to say two things. I want to make two. I'm trying to be as quick as I can, but I want to pause before giving my second point. First point is okay. So let's just everybody. First of all, we gonna say this is just a skit, and we go
Mm-hmm.
start from
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
So with scamming, okay, we keep on saying scam, scam, scam. Let's reverse the roles. Okay, let's say Denisha. We gonna put Denisha's character into Amber's role before the wedding. If Denisha was playing hard to get, well, we can say, was Amber not playing hard to get people? I'm gonna act like we in court. Was she not? Yes or no? Was she not playing hard to get with Anthony? Yes or no?
Yes, she was.
Okay, so she was playing hard to get with Anthony. Now, during her playing hard to get, she was also sleeping with Wayne. Is that correct? Is that correct, panel? Is
Go
that
ahead,
right?
panel. Go ahead, panel. Answer the
Yes
question,
or
panel.
no?
She
Yes,
Answer.
yes,
started
yes,
sleeping with Wayne.
Okay,
yes.
yes or no?
She
Okay.
started sleeping
So
with
Yes.
Wayne
it was a
again
yes or no,
after
Sharman. It was a yes or no. It was a yes or
Hold
no.
on, Shaman. Let her land it. Hold on,
It was a
Shaman.
yes
Let
or
her land
no.
it.
It was a yes or no. Okay, so yes or no. So that's a yes. She was sleeping with somebody else while still telling him, "Oh, I just want us to wait. I just want us to have time and this and that." Okay, so that is not scamming, right? Even though you were sleeping with another man, getting the doom doom or whatever from another man, but you were telling this other man you really didn't want to have sex. But that's not a scam, right? So a woman who meets a man, we gonna fast forward. A woman who meets a man, she likes man, or she know man is interested in her. Man got a little bit of change. Amen. She does not give up the draws day one. And she's a
Mm-hmm.
lady. She's not based on the evidence of what's being said tonight. You cannot be a woman and not give it up quick or play hard to get, or you a scammer. That's what we're saying. You could be a woman not having sex with another man and just playing hard to get and not give up your draws quick, and you a scammer because you taking your time This man I took you shopping. You don't talk to this man. I think it was probably about 3 weeks back and forth. They talked about Denisha having a business. They talked about Denisha. They had phone conversations. See, when we tell stories, we skip out a lot of key elements. So this all plotting now, y'all. So if you meet a man and you talk to him on the phone for 2 or 3 weeks, and he so happen to have money, and you're not having sex with him, that's a scam, right? So when we first started talking to a guy, if that guy got money, that guy looks nice, that guy buying us stuff, we not having sex with him, but he's buying us stuff, and we accept the things. At first, we tell him we don't want nothing, but then he surprises us with flowers. And then he picks us up from work because he know that we don't have a lot of money. And he know we have a young child. And we not like the other women in his life with red bottoms. He know that you don't have red bottoms. You ain't got Chanel purses. You ain't got all these expensive things. But you still ain't asked him for nothing. And you are a what? You are a scammer, lady. Ladies, you are a scammer. If you didn't give up the draw soon, if you went naive, if you had conversations with him, you are a scammer. And that's all I'm trying to say. We put her in this category based off what she's done in the past or what we can assume she done in the past or whatever. But I refuse to believe that me being a lady, I'm gonna be called, I'm a scammer if I wait and I allow a man to court me like a man's supposed to. If I allow him to do things for me, now Anthony's not the average man. He may have took her on the $20,000, $10,000, whatever shopping spree because he's a trick. He uses his money to get women to do what they want to do. Now I'm a scammer if a man done all this for me, right? And I cook him a meal. I'm a scammer because I showed my appreciation by cooking him what he says is his favorite meal. I am a scammer, but I'm not a scammer if I'm sleeping with a man and I'm engaged to a man and I'm sleeping with another man, knowing that my heart is with another man. I'm not a scammer then. I'm just a woman who's confused about who she really loves. Make it make sense. I'll wait.
Riri,
Two
I'm
different
sorry.
type of scammers you just described.
Exactly.
No,
I'm
But it's
it's
still
not a
scamming.
scammer.
The point of the
You
matter
have
is,
a right
is
to
it
your own
still
opinion.
scamming?
You have a right
Riri,
to your own opinion, Riri, but you
Riri.
just described
Hold
two
on,
Yeah,
different
hold on, Ashley.
scammers.
Hold on,
That's what
Shamin.
you did.
Shamin, hold on, Shamin. Go ahead, Ashley. What you saying, Ashley?
Two different scammers. You have to go back because if we want to go back to Amber, we can go back to the Denisha, where she took a pay cut, mind you, right? Because you didn't mention that. She took a pay cut
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
Tamara. So she's losing money.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So no, wait, because we let you talk, Riri. Okay. She took a pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
So no, maybe she did not plan for it to happen, right? Her
Mm-hmm.
motive is to support herself and her son, right? That was her motive. And her motive when she saw that house was, okay, this is a come up. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do what I need to do to survive. That's what she's doing. And she's doing it the wrong way. You're coming in between a marriage when you should not be doing that. You're allowing this man to make a room in a married
Mm-hmm.
house where you're
Mm-hmm.
sleeping in a bed where a couple was sleeping at.
Mm-hmm.
That's not cool.
Nope.
That is
Mm-hmm.
being
That's
manipulative.
jamming.
Okay, that's
So
that's her
hold on,
scamming.
Shamin.
It may not be the same as
Mm-hmm.
Amber's. It's
Mm-hmm.
different, but it's all in that same umbrella, is what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
Riri.
So I think what Riri, hold on.
She's scamming because she
Mm-hmm.
really needs the money. Amber didn't need the money. She was just scamming just to be scamming. She has a reason why she's doing it, but it's a wrong reason, but still all the same, which is why I'm saying all of them are scammers. We're not going to put Amber out there by herself. We're
That's what
going
I
to
was
put
asking.
all of them out there because all of them are scammers. All of them are. So we're not
That's
going
what
to
I was
just
asking.
say Amber is the scammer. What I'm saying is all of them are.
The
And that's
problem
all
though,
I'm
Ashley,
saying.
I'm gonna let Riri respond. Not Riri. The problem I think what's going on is just now, Ashley, and why I have to say this because and that way Charmin can get in. The problem was that basically Amber was being seen as this person who is not scamming, but everyone else is scamming, and that is exactly why I think Riri made the distinction she made. Riri said, well, how is it that this is a scam, but this is not a scam? It means that we need to basically define as to what exactly is a scam because it looks like the same thing. And I agree on that because me I say, no, it's the same type of scamming. If you're going to say then okay, that's what she's doing, then basically Amber was a scam, and this is coming from. So I think that's where I was stemming from. But let Riri respond, and then I want Charmin to respond. Go ahead, and then Sharon
Okay.
Reeves can get into this.
And that's why I said my point was 2 point. I totally agree with you, Ashley. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying I think the reason we call what Denisha doing is scamming is because we think that a person is condoning what she's doing. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
said let me pause. Remember, I said at the beginning of my statement, I said let me pause because I got
Mhm,
2 points. The
mhm,
second point is the reason people are looking at Denisha as a scammer because what she's doing is morally wrong. It's wrong for her to lay in that woman's bed. It's wrong for her to go to the house. That makes it, she's an immoral woman in that regard. However, we still giving passes to Amber with the Dave thing. Again, it goes back to the characters. It
mhm.
goes back to the characters. And like I said, the reason I made the distinction the way I did, yes, there
Mm-hmm.
are different levels of scammers. But in Denisha's
Mm-hmm.
situation, I'm seeing that if I date somebody, that's why I said if I dated somebody and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have sex with them immediately, am I a scammer? And if I let them buy me gifts, am I a scammer? If they know I don't have a job or they know I lost money and I might need money or whatever, am I a scammer or am I taking the opportunity that's in front of me? And it's too many times that Anthony could have walked away from Denisha. She said several times, I don't want to be involved with this. I don't want to do this. I don't want this drama. Hey, get your people or whatever. But yes, but we acting like she was broke and destitute. She
Right.
took a pay
That's
cut so
true
the
as well.
extra money would help, but she wasn't broke and destitute and like I gotta scam like Shayla is now. It wasn't like
Right.
she was about to get put out of her apartment or something. And so
Mm-hmm.
and I just want people to going forward with this storyline and even in life, let's stop being so quick because we don't like what a person is doing morally that we call
Mm-hmm.
them a scammer. People don't like the Anthony
I like
character.
that.
So anything that he does because he's doing wrong or whatever, we want to say that he's sassy. Every night, the
Mm-hmm.
other day, he was Shayla. I'm sorry, it might fit that description, but Dave can do the exact same thing, and it's not the same. We treat people or we call people names based on our dislike for what they're doing morally, and that's two different things. Just because that person is immoral or they're not doing what they're supposed to do, it doesn't mean they're a criminal. It doesn't mean they committed a crime. And when it comes to Amber, all I'm saying is we're giving so many passes, especially level
Mm-hmm.
threes. We give passes to her that when she did worse. So one person didn't sleep with anybody, played hard to get, like your mama tell you to do. Don't give up your draws. So if you don't give up your draws and you're doing something immoral, then you're a scammer. This girl came out and told him, you know what? I worked at a nightclub. I worked at a nightclub and I wasn't just a waitress, I was a stripper too. That could have been a deal breaker for Anthony. So he could have stopped right then. That's too
But she
much for
told
you.
him.
But she told him something embarrassing, something that men in business could look down on her upon. So that's why I said we look at somebody being authentic, but then we got somebody who's not telling a man of God, that things she done in her past, but she's an angel. She's all good. She's redeemed. But this other girl who come from the streets, and I hate to say it, it seems like because she come from the streets, we come from the streets, and then she's doing what she's
Mm-hmm.
doing. We hard on her, but a woman that's more polished. Amen. We easy on her. I ain't seen Denisha with one pair of red bottoms. Whole skit. I ain't seen her with no red bottoms. Chanel purses. She might can get it now just to flex on people who don't put her down. But she didn't come to the. She didn't come like that. Like I want to get money. She's saying I want to take care of my son. And so we this is a point that we probably fans will always be different on. The only thing I ask people to do on my platform or wherever I'm at is to think different. Judge people based on what they've done, not how you feel about them morally. Look at what they done. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And like
Yeah,
I said, if you compare the two, Amber was very manipulative and sneaky with him.
she
And
was.
just because it wasn't about money, because she already had money, she was a scammer in regards to the bigness of it all. So that's all I'm saying. We don't like Shayla. But how many people has she just really slept around, and her mama put those things into her?
Mhm.
Lauren is a scammer, textbook scammer. But that's just my thoughts on it. And I love everybody. I don't want this is just a skit.
It,
But
yeah, it
but we,
is
but
just
we but we have to but we have to look at, yes, she is immoral. Yes, Riri would never say what Denisha's doing is wrong. I couldn't even
Mm-hmm.
sleep at night knowing that I was in Amber's bed. I wouldn't even be able to go to sleep at night. I would say, can I
Mm-hmm.
sleep in another room? Is it another room in the house that we can lay in? So I couldn't even sleep in that. But again, does that make her a scammer?
Yes.
No.
well.
Because if we
Hold on,
Uh,
friends. Hold on. Let me read the super chat real fast. Let me read a
okay,
couple comments. Hold on. I'll get you to respond. I'm gonna let you respond, Ashley, and then I'm gonna let you respond, Shaman, because you need to respond as well too. And then of course I need to get the other parts of the panel in because they've not
okay,
been able to
yeah, yeah,
respond.
yeah.
Hold on, give me just one moment. So Mommy says something important. Denisha's past is scamming, and that's why she's hard to trust. Someone says the writer need to stop calling these main characters scammy so they're sassy. That's so inappropriate. Someone says Amber and Shayla set out to plot on to find a rich man. That's correct. Amber did set out to find a rich man. That's true, Leticia. I do know they did basically do that. Someone says she is being judged by her past and possible upbringing. Someone says Amber, married, doesn't have a place to live, and Denisha is buying her house with Dave is buying her house with her name on it. Scammer. Someone else says Amber entered the marriage wrong. She combined her assets with her husband and grew to love him. Not fully Del Marie because the assets are gone and the assets are not around. There's a reason she's trying to get assets from him versus him trying to get assets from her. She did mention that she put whatever else it is, and she's been kind of doing just about some of that. Talk to them, Riri. Someone says, but she didn't tell him she was a scammer. Her baby daddy did. Someone else says Denisha still went after Anthony because her cut in income. So Denisha should have gotten a second job instead of getting with Anthony up once her income got cut. So here's the deal. Even if I think what Riri's saying, and I guess it goes in part to the point that Ashley's saying, even though her income is cut, and she says this man and she like this man is going. See, that's why we're asking these questions, because first when saying Amber was opportunistic. Remember when we just started, when I say Amber opportunistic and she chose and secure her future. This is what y'all said. I'm gonna go off of what Wuna tell me now. Wuna tell me that. Then know that Denisha is doing the same thing. She's a scammer. So it don't make no sense. And that's why only I'm so confused with this scamming argument, because basically it's like when I can't back it up, right? Now, the next piece that O'Neill finds weird is if Anthony's getting the pom pom and Anthony's getting Denisha to keep his child and Anthony's getting Denisha to be in his house, it's kind of not a scam, friends. I'm honest with you. The man I get every single thing he can possibly get. You're not being scammed at that point. No, if the woman was taking money from you like Dan and it's basically hiding you out, not giving you any pom pom, moving around, doing all sorts of things, that is a scam, because I'm getting anything for what I'm putting in. That me term as a scam, okay? But if basically, or let's just say no, let's say Denisha marries it, okay, based on this and does her thing and decides she want to come out with, me no know, 90% of the money, then sure, at that point in time, I'll be on your bandwagon that, well, she look like she's getting and she don't really love him, man. And I get it, she may not love him, but hey, this is what it is. He's getting what he wants right now from her. This is what you have to call. This is what you have to understand, Emil. The man I get what him want from the woman right now. Whether you want to accept it or not, right now, as far as he's concerned, him I get everything he want from Denisha, which is him get her to take care of Kai for him get her to stay home at the house, him get her to cook whenever it's that she cooks pasta or whatever it is that she cooks for Kai, and whatever she does, and she goes on trips for him. That's fine. So as long as he's getting fulfilled, then the transaction is kind of closed. At the end of the day, the transaction kind of closed. That's the truth of the matter. The transaction done, because I give you what you want, you give me what you want, what I want. No, Lauren is definitely not giving Dan what he wants. Really, right? Lauren take Dan 40 grand and him now get it back. It's as simple as that. He's not getting the 40 grand back. She says she's giving him back, but she hasn't given it back to him. Someone says Antariri is breaking him back tonight. Someone says Anthony found out about Amber and Wayne after she has been clapping Shayla's cheeks, after he had been clapping Shayla's cheeks. Someone says, I never called a man I dealt with sassy. To each his own, I guess. Dave's mom said he was a thief and a robber. Let's call that out. We've been calling that part out too. Denisha said Denisha should have been dragged out of the bed and it's been called on her. But it's not happening. And here's why it's not happening, Erica, because Amber is doing her thing on the next side. That's why it's so weird with all of this now. But I don't agree with it nonetheless. Don't think I'm like Riri. I not agree with the adultery and I don't agree with them being in the bed for whatever. But guess what? At this point, them decide them going to do it. I had friends work something like this. I didn't agree with it and I told them that. But guess what? I fed them life. There's no way I can tell them how to live them life. And if they want to do it, they do it. I would do it. You know what I mean? But next verse says, what is Amber's lust for Wolfman Dave, his mansion or his looks? We know he doesn't have looks. Have you ever said that, said Michael? Someone else says, Shayla just is evil. How is she a Shayla is just evil? How is she a scammer? Because she scams the money. For example, the unit that she got, right? Plus the little party things. She takes money every now and again. So we've seen Shayla scamming over again. Someone says, I will say it again. Amber is no scammer. She deserves what she is asking for from a divorce. She's asking for half of the monies over 2 years. She also worked for her own. She stayed back and allowed her husband to move ahead with the business. All right. Okay. All right. Somebody else says, Miss Ashley. All right. Want to miss something else? Give me the ones I'm going to read. Well, if Denisha was in her own house, she would be looked at differently. That is true. However, we're talking on the topic of scamming. If you talk about the immorality, it no matter, even she in her own house, and even though, yes, would she be looked at a little bit different, it still is immoral because it still is basically dealing with a married person. And for Ashley and for Riri and for everybody else on the panel, that's how we look on it. At the same thing. Just like when Dave sleep with Amber every single night, and then Dave say, oh, you know, mama, it kind of pinch you in your side because you're like, well, all right, I guess you're just saying, God forgive me. But then you have sex again and you say, God forgive me, you have some more sex. And it just, yeah. So that's what that is. That's what I said, Ashley. They're all scammers. So I agree with that. So yes, all of them are scammers, including O'Neill. I've got some edge control. Leave me alone.
Oh, wow, that.
Eric, I'm going to leave O'Neill with the edge control. I'm not putting in the edge control. The edge control is for women. It's not for men. Someone says at least Denisha is not cheating on Anthony at the moment. Or Denisha telling Anthony, I love you. Anthony kind of froze when Denisha said that. That's kind of weird. Somebody says, O'Neill, I have a question. Is Amber scamming Dave? We don't know yet because now we have to see what's going on, but she's doing her thing like done before, right? Amber already moved on. What's the issue? Amber moved out of the house. Yeah, she just move on. She already decided to go back to the house. Dan has opened a criminal charges for the same thing. How did it go? Didn't go too well. Speak, Miss Alice. Someone else says, let me get two more, and then should be good. Mommy says, women get with men for security and sometimes make some decisions. Don't make them scammers. Okay, so that's what, which is a point I think Mommy's supporting Riri's point. So Mommy's saying the same thing. Mommy's saying is security. That's about it. So you can't call it a scam. Makes sense. Makes it depends, I guess, upon how you're doing it and what you're doing with it. I like some of what Riri said because Riri mentioned some things about even Denisha laying things on the table. Hey, I used to strip. Hey, me used to do this. Hey, I was in that. At least me know. And if you make me know, it's not a scam. No, if Anthony never told what's her name that he was married, that would be a scam. Okay, because then he would have scammed the woman into being with him and not telling the woman that he was married. Because men do that. You have men who literally not tell a woman them say they're married, and you'll find out same have wife and kids. Y'all know this. I'm not saying nothing new. Then the last one I'm gonna put in is Amber gave herself to Dave very easy. Dave did not struggle to get Amber panties off. Ashley, I'm gonna let you respond. Go ahead and respond, Ashley, and I'm gonna let you respond, Shamin, and let me take a couple more from the panel. Go ahead, Ashley.
Well, I think the point I was trying to make was, I think we're still in the beginning stages with Denisha of, because I do not think he knows everything about her. I think she just told him what she don't mind him knowing. I'll say that.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
think he knows everything about her. No, I don't. And,
But hold on.
and
But hold on, Ashley. When it's everything, critical things, does he know the critical things? Meaning, okay, you get in a relationship with me. I'm not gonna right off the bat give you a whole epistle of my life, but the critical things that you need to know, does he know those?
No.
I don't think he knows all. And
Like what?
I guess from what that baby daddy said, I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
something you should have listened to. I don't think you should
Mm-hmm.
have just went in one ear and out the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because we have to look at both of the
Mm-hmm.
storylines with Amber and Dave, Anthony
Mm-hmm.
and Denisha, you have to
Mm-hmm.
see it's different but similar. These people are
Mm-hmm.
getting in these affairs with these other people, not
Mm-hmm.
knowing what they're getting themselves into. And I think that's the moral of the
Amen.
story.
Okay.
So,
So Ashley, let me answer a question, Ashley, before you on. So my question is, if I get in a relationship with you, and that's why I keep asking this: if I get in a relationship with you, are you going to be reading me an epistle of your entire past?
no, not right away. Mm-mm.
So then,
And
basically, I
so
think that
I
they are where
think
they are.
so,
What do you
yeah,
think?
but I think with Dave and Amber, she's starting to find out more with him. I mean, because again, she stepped out first, so we're going to start to see more with her, and then maybe later on with Anthony. And I think that's how they're going about this. They're going to see that they're both got something a lot going on with them. And you have to remember this girl used to hang with Momo, who we all know
Mhm.
is a huge scammer. you
Oh yeah.
know so
Mm-hmm.
we have to we're still learning Denisha's
Mm-hmm.
past. We're not sure what's everything that's going on with her. We're starting to know more about Dave, and
Mm-hmm.
so I think that's where they were getting at with this whole thing. Is that they both don't know each other, and you
Mm-hmm.
so quick to get into it because with Anthony, I guess he just didn't want to be alone,
Mm-hmm.
and Amber, oh well, I thought I found something greener on the other side. Not,
Mm-hmm.
Anthony. Oh, I see a pretty chick. Let me go ahead and you know
Slide
let me
in.
go ahead. Yeah, let me dine her away. So not
Mm-hmm.
even really knowing what you're getting yourself into. So yeah.
Go ahead, Charmin, and respond because I want to get in Sharon views in here. I
Okay,
want to get
so
one journey and I want to get Annette in here. Go ahead.
okay, so you always talk about pattern, and you always said
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
We know Danisha was a scammer from back in the days
Mm-hmm.
because she was with Momo. She encouraged Momo to scam Rafi. She told Rafi
Mm-hmm.
that it was her birthday to get a shopping spree herself
Mm-hmm.
out of Rafi.
Read.
When Wayne sent those flowers to Tamira,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they were coming to the dance studio. They were dancing in the studio with Tamira. They were taking lessons in the
Mm-hmm.
studio with Tamira. That time she was working at the bar. When
Mm-hmm.
Wayne sent the flowers to Tamira, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody was so excited and everything, and Tamira was not all that excited because I don't think Tamira was way interested in Wayne at the time, because Wayne
Mm-hmm.
came to the dance studio one day and was trying to learn how to dance as well. They were all there.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne sent flowers and all that. Tamira was not into Wayne as much. Wayne
Mm-hmm.
liked her and she know Wayne liked her, but I don't think she wanted or she was into Wayne yet.
Mm-hmm.
Denisha saw Wayne, and
Mm-hmm.
Denisha was the one who was going to get close to Tamira to see if she could get with Wayne because
Mm-hmm.
Wayne was rich. So we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about patterns. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people saying, oh, she's this pattern. We are talking about pattern.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to get a job with Tamira to get close to Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
However, she became friend with Tamira and she realized that Wayne really liked Tamira. She went out with Wayne brother and she said it's not he's not her type because he didn't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
And she told
Mm-hmm.
Momo, you know how I roll. When Momo was
Mm-hmm.
asking, oh, is that your, she said, no, he is whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you know how I roll. He's not my
Mm-hmm.
type. Pattern.
Mm-hmm.
When she see Anthony, And she decided, Tamira warned her about Anthony from that very first day. Anthony started to call her. You could see that she was all into him, although her mouth was saying one thing, but her body language was saying something totally different because Anthony could not see her body language, but we could. And her body language, she would be smiling when she hung up the phone, like she said, yes, I caught a big one. Pattern. And I'm just talking about pattern. When Anthony took her out, if she did not say to Anthony, it's all right, I don't want you. She went for the most expensive clothes and shoes. See what those shoes cost? Pattern. Because she know Anthony have money. Anthony gave her a ring. She did not say to Anthony, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to pretend to be your wife. She took the ring and she pretended to be his wife. Pattern. Because in her mind, she's plotting. And I'm not talking about opinion, no. I'm talking about facts. When Anthony came, when she came back and she sat and was eating, she remembered that Tamira said that, oh, I have to cut your pay because she's not. She said to Tamira, and I just put my son in basketball camp. That means she did not even have the money. Because now Tamira cut her pay and she started complaining about her son being in basketball camp. Pattern. So she needs to get somebody with the money. When Anthony kissed her in the parking lot, and she was talking to Tamira, and Tamira was warning her. What did she say to Tamira? I'm going to get mine. This is the exact word she said. I don't care what you're saying. That has nothing to do with me, blah, blah, blah. But you cut my pay and whatever. So now I'm going to get mine. Pattern. When she moved into Anthony's house, the first day when she went there and she saw the house, did you see that look on her face? She had that look to say, yes, I have arrived. If she was not that type of person trying to get something, she would not even think about going to sleep in that lady's bed that night. She tell Anthony, no, I'll cook whatever and I'm going home. But then she realized that if you are bringing me into your house, you're married, and I'm going to work with you. She tell Anthony, I'm following your lead, because she realized that the type of person Anthony is. That's a pattern. I'm following your lead. Anthony want to hear that. You want somebody to, the first night this was when it was her first date, because she tell Anthony, I'm putting you in the friend zone. But when Anthony took her shopping and they went out, she told Anthony, no, we're not doing that. But the night when she realized that she could cook the lobster and whatever, it was the first date. It was the first real date they had, or the second date. She had sex with him. So she did not wait. It's not like she waited. At least Amber waited and was messing around with whatever. I was giving
No, Shami, don't do that. You almost
I'm
have me
talking about
do
with
that.
Dave. I'm talking about with Dave. Amber did not sleep with Dave on the first night. Did Amber sleep with Dave the first night?
She wanted to.
No, not the first night. They were dealing already.
Go ahead, Shami. Go ahead, Shami.
They were dealing. Amber did not sleep with Dave on the first night. And she did not sleep with Dave on the second night.
I'm gonna
Anyway, but I'm just saying that's pattern. When her baby daddy said to Anthony, watch your purse, watch your wallet, watch your account. That's also pattern. That is something that he know this girl is good at. And I'm telling you again, and I'm talking from knowledge, I'm talking facts. Support and encourage. That's all she needs to do. She does not need to put her hand out one time to get anything. You see, when she called Anthony the day from talking about her mother's party and whatever, she was complaining, but not complaining. You understand what she was doing? She was talking about everybody said they were coming to help and everybody this and I'm doing this. She was complaining and not complaining and that's why Anthony said to her, I will pay for the party, because she started to say people promising her to do this and people promising her to do that and nobody show up and now everything is on her. O'Neill, I've been there. So
I hear what you're saying,
nobody can
Shaman,
tell
but
me
here's the
in
problem
there.
I have with it, Shaman. Hold on, Shaman. The problem I have with it is this, though. It feels like I'm stretching to get her to fit the narrative
I'm
that you're
not.
giving me.
That's not a stretch.
Hold on. Here's why I may say that, because at the end of the day, if we're talking lively on the whole idea of them being scammers and them doing these things to do whatever it is, then you're going to have to show me the action that does that. What it also feels as though is almost like we're basically what I'm getting from it is that Amber is not this different category from Denisha, and it can't be so,
They
because
are.
if we're saying
I'm not saying Amber wasn't what you're saying, but I'm telling you, at this I'm talking about what I know. I don't know about the Amber thing with the married and all of that. I'm talking about what I know. That Denisha does not have to stretch her hand to get $1 from Anthony, because she realized who Anthony is and who Anthony will freely give. But she's going to continue to encourage and support, because once she's doing that, she will always get. She don't have to ask for anything. She will always get one she is encouraging and support. And that is the basis of her scamming.
all right, so I'm gonna let you jump in here, sharing the views. Let me respond to that. There are some. It's kind of weird. Here's why it's kind of weird, because some of the things they're describing sound to me like normal relationship, right? Meaning, hold on, man. May I tell you, may I say to you, in a normal relationship, it just depends upon things. If you're gonna use scamming, it have to show a clear me clearly doing something to try to get the money from you. I have to clearly do something for it. If I'm not clearly doing something, and if I have to be guessing and spelling if it's scamming, I don't think it's scamming. That's a problem with it. If I have to guess and spell it, or if you're not basically showing me something of the sort, like just something else, because men are gonna normally, you're there with a woman and she debut and she says she wants, her hair or her nails, you're gonna do it. It's just like you might basically do it. Now, if you kind of get a trend like she probably not, she probably not cook nothing for you at all, or she not doing this, not doing that, then you kind of start being suspect.
No, that is, you're not going to do that.
Hold on, I tell you, normally, look, if a man to him want, he might generally do him thing. This one I can tell you from a man's space. If a man is getting what he want, right, and him is a kind soul, he'll give money. As long as he might get what he want. Now, if Anthony not get what he want, and you're getting everything from him, then in another proportion, there some way somehow you're finding a way to get that from him, and he's not getting what he wants, because that will constitute basically you getting your way out of his thing. But I'm going. I see what you say.
Just one thing I want to say. One thing I want to say. The first, you're saying Anthony is getting what he wants, but that is not how it started. She knows what Anthony wants, and that is the plot. She knows
that's
what
fine,
Anthony
but is he
wants.
getting what he wants?
Exactly.
Is he getting what he wants?
That is where the plot comes in, because I know that as long as I'm giving you, I'm going to be getting from you. But it's not that I love you while I'm doing what I'm doing for you. It has nothing to do with love.
Hold on, if Denisha tried to take Anthony's money now, are you saying that Anthony will give her all our money?
Anthony will give Denisha all our money. If it comes down to it, Anthony will give Denisha all of his money.
Every dime.
Anthony will give Denisha, because Denisha, in Anthony's mind, Anthony is saying Denisha not asking me for anything. Denisha not doing this and Denisha not doing that. And that is how the game is played. Maybe nobody has ever played that game with you. In the man's mind, he's saying, no, she's not asking me for anything and she's doing this and do, so I will give her everything. She doesn't have to ask. I will give. Freely give. But that is in my mind. I'm saying, okay, I have you hook, line, and sinker. I don't have to ask you for anything. Anthony have a different mindset. Denisha have a different mindset. Or I used to have a different mindset.
So you think Anthony will transfer everything to Denisha if she asks for it? You believe
if
that?
Denisha
Everything.
asks,
Okay.
it might not be everything, but if Denisha asks,
everything. No. That's the way going to tell me with
Anthony love money, so he's not going to do, but he will
so
continue
that's
to
point.
give.
So
no, but
that
I'm
is
saying
the point I raised with you.
Yeah, but he's going to continue to give her. He's going to continue to give without her have to ask him.
Yeah,
People saying, "Oh,
but
Denisha
Anthony
not
gives
asking
everyone
for
money
anything."
though.
No.
Anthony, give,
What I'm saying, and just listen what I'm saying. People
go
keep
ahead.
saying Denisha has never asked Anthony for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, Denisha does not need to ask because she laid the groundwork already. That she doesn't have to ask for anything. And that's all I'm saying. There are different levels of scamming. There are different
So
levels of
Amber was
scamming.
scamming. So you think Amber was scamming then? That's what you're agreeing
Well,
now.
if
That's what you're
Amber
coming
was
to.
scamming, I did not see Amber because Amber was not getting anything. What was Amber getting from Anthony? Anthony was not giving Amber. Was Anthony giving Amber
A
anything?
Yeah,
$250,000 wedding,
man.
a twenty
Yeah,
thousand
but
dollar
Please,
wedding dress,
he
and a
did
$20,000
not
Charmian.
have to do
ring.
that. He didn't have to do that because her dad say you'd pay for it, and Anthony said no. Ego. Anthony Ego let him
Charmian.
do that.
I'm
Anthony
She
Ego let him
shopped.
do that.
Charmian. That lady went on shopping sprees with Anthony's money.
Come
That
on.
lady basically went on different things. Charmian,
Yeah,
come
that
on.
after they were
That's
yes,
where
She
because Anthony
overspent.
took credit
Charmian.
card. That's what
That's where
I'm
Anila get
telling you.
confused
It's the
because
same
one yeah
thing.
say
Is this okay? So Amber was scamming in the beginning. Denisha is scamming now because it's the same pattern. Same
all
pattern.
right.
So if
Yeah.
Amber is scamming, Denisha is scamming. Same pattern.
All right. So
Same
I said both
pattern.
of them
You
are
said
scam.
Amber was scamming, and I'm saying Denisha is scamming now. Same pattern. The same pattern.
Hmm.
Anthony
All right.
is spending because they see that Anthony is a trick. They could easy. They
So,
can
but if
get
you want
whatever they
trick, you
want
know
from
really
him
I get
easy.
if you want trick, Charmian, then you just want you know what, hold on. Let me open the mic floor. Go ahead, Sharon Hughes. Go ahead and get into the conversation. Get some words in the conversation. One journey I'm taking you up after this, and Annette I'm taking you after this. I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead, Sharon Hughes. Get it.
Oh boy. You know what? I should just be plead the fifth.
Why?
You're not allowed. You're not
I
allowed to plead the
just
fifth.
plead the fifth.
You cannot plead the fifth. You are a
I
commentator
just
here
leave
on
you guys
Kountry Wayne. You're
alone
not
today.
allowed.
Okay, so let me get into this here now. So,
Yes, get into it.
well, we just have to look at the context, right? What's going on the pot cut, Denisha paid because of her allowance from Wayne is going to go down from 30 to 15 in 3 months' times, right? Denisha turns to her and says, what am I going to do? I put my son in basketball with that extra cash that I was making. And since since Anthony go and kiss her in public, Denisha, Tamira warn her again, it's not a good thing to talk to him. And she said, well, I'm doing this for my son. Remember, when we just have to remember, pick up the nuggets, guys. When O'Neill, you have to do that too. We have to call a spade a spade. When Momo was seen, when me and Ralphie, Denisha was the one telling her what to do, how to get the
Hmm.
money from Ralphie. Momo, when Momo get money to do her nails or whatever from Ralphie, she has to share it with Denisha. Right now, Momo doesn't know about what's going on between Denisha and Anthony as yet. I can't wait to hear a conversation between those two girls. But they already shows us, and you just pick up the nugget and you just park it aside. Denisha said she's going after Anthony because she's doing it for her son. What she's doing is immoral by having her son move into the mansion. Yes, Anthony is leading with the money, just like what you call it there, Iman moves with money. He gave Shayla money, but he wasn't taking Shayla out, right? Then Wayne gives money also, but he was treating Tamira as he was going to marry her because of that certain situation. Back to Denisha. I'm just giving you little nuggets where we pick up these things. I think Wayne is on to on to Lauren. That is why he offered her the house where his sons used to live, the apartment there, the house there for her to live. Back to Denisha now. When Denisha saw the mansion, and she reached the mansion that when Anthony invited her over to his mansion, Denisha went like this. And then the son says to them, "Oh, we are rich, we are rich." And she says, "No." She touched Anthony on his shoulder and says, "It's Anthony is rich. We are not rich." She went in there. You have to play your card right. I'm listening to Charmaine with facts. I'm listening to Auntie Riri, and I'm listening to Ashley. And these ladies, they are correct. So you just have to pick out certain things. They are not all 100% correct, because I am not 100, because we're not writing this script, but we are picking up the nuggets. She knows that she's dating this man. Anthony pursued her. Anthony is leading with money. So if Anthony is going to give me the money freely, I am going to make sure me darn cook him that food. That Lapsem say Lapsem is his favorite. I'm going to give him morning, noon, and night until him get cleared of it. What I notice is that she's giving him less sex. I think Dave is getting more sex than Anthony. You understand? But it seems like Anthony really don't care, because Anthony don't love her. Yes, he said he loves her, and she said she love him too. But every time when Anthony says, if you really look at the relationship between Amber and Dave is more, you can see that they really care for each other. When you see Anthony with Denisha, Anthony will say, "Oh, can you do you have my back? Do you have my back?" She roll her eyes and she have frown on her face, you know what I mean? So of course she there scamming the guy. Come on now, O'Neill, you know the game. Then she is the man needs she don't have to ask him for anything, because Anthony says she says whatever. If she don't sleep with him no say she not sleep with him, so all right, me I go catch you. Hook, line, and sinker. You know what? Here is 20. Go buy yourself some clothes and bring come. You can whatever here. Anthony already knows that she not into him that way. Him don't even care say him now get the panache every single night, because you know she'll say, "Not tonight." You understand? That's what she does. Or she just, or she go, "Denisha, Denisha," and she come and she kiss him on the cheek. She's not behaving like a woman that really into Anthony. She's there for the sole purpose. This man is in love with her child, and she loves that. She don't have to ask for nothing, because he's freely giving it to her.
So
And she
hold on,
can.
Sharon. Hold on, Sharon. So that's the
Mhm.
question. Is he scamming? Is she scamming him if he's freely giving it? Because you cannot say, okay, if I'm freely giving you the monies and you don't have to defraud me to get it, how is it a scam?
No, O'Neill, she don't have to scam him no more, because him freely I give it to her. From from the day she met him, she realized even the other night when she says he needs to grow 2 pairs. She said to him, "So you need to grow 2 pairs." She know that he's soft. She knows how to work it, as Charmaine says. I'm listening and I'm learning. And I said, "Oh, so that is why she did that." Because Charmaine said that's how it's done. So I'm listening and I'm looking at it. I'm looking outside the box, right? She don't have to do nothing. The man, she's doing everything. Another man she could have like somebody like when I like for Lego money, then should have scam that. But with Anthony now, she not have to scam him, because he's giving it freely. And that's why she's there with him. He took her shopping spree. He spent that money. He took her to Chateau Ilan. She said, "Wow, I got a sim." And Anthony saying, "Love lobster." So what she does, she tell when Timira says, "Look here, do not." So she not scamming him right now, because he hand it to her freely, because she playing the game. What we should say the right thing is, we're not gonna call it scamming, because she's not scamming Anthony. Anthony is giving her the money freely. She is playing the game because she do not want to lose that money. She's noticed that her Anthony is in love with her child. For some reason, Anthony loves her child. He even give her child a bedroom, and his child don't have a bedroom. But the reason why I said it's not a right situation, she moved her kid into that relationship too fast, into somebody else, and the line, the dotted line is a sign yet, and she don't even look like she care one way or the other. She just there to get what she can, because the first thing she noticed Anthony does when he paid for her mother thing. And when Anthony said, "Oh, I'll pay for your mother party, just let me know." She says when she come off the phone, she said, "Of course you have to pay that." You understand? Because the game, when normally I don't understand these things about scamming or whatever, playing games, because I don't play games. I'm telling you, I like my own. I like to spend my money. I don't want nobody to tell me, say, "Oh, Sharon, you can't get that." That's why I work for my stuff. So with her now, she don't have to do none of that. She gets somebody who will give it to her freely, because she realized he is soft. Why you think Anthony, Amber Lawyer keeps saying Anthony soft. Amber says Anthony soft. Even down to Denisha same soft, because she see that he's good for nothing. I don't even think, I don't hear nobody say he's that great. Only thing me hear Amber says she got bigger and better. So I guess, but I am not saying she just have somebody. She hook him, hook, line, and sinker. So the scamming is, I'm going to go into him. She's playing her card right. Yes, she's actually scamming him. She's playing her card right, O'Neill and Riri and whoever else. They are playing, she played her card really right. She hook him, hook, line, and sinker. Let me cook him that lobster meal. And you make that song for them too. And that even make them become more popular. So it's your fault. Whatever is going on is your fault, O'Neill.
It's my fault.
Because you're
Let
the
me ask you a
ghostwriter.
question, Sharon. Let me ask you a question. So if I get a woman, right, and I want the pum pum from her, and she says, "You know what? I like my feet rubbed," and I rub her feet, and she give me the pum pum. Does that mean I've scammed her?
O'Neill, you're
Yes, I
leaving
ask
the
you.
point. Oh, did you?
No.
No,
Answer
no,
the
no.
question
I'm
first.
answering your question. Before I answer that, you're trying to trip me, but you're not going to.
No, me not gonna trick
If
you. Me
you
want to show
have
you
a
something.
child, no, if you have a child and you're doing this for your child, people will do things for the children. And that's exactly what she's doing. This man loves her child. She sees that, whatever. And she just said, because I only take up for what she said to Honeypot. I got that little nuggets, and you're playing it like say she's not a scammer. But she landed in a nice little cushy little section there, because Anthony know that she not into him like that. So what he's gonna do, he's gonna lead with the money, because she
So let me show
already
you something.
got him where
She
she
already got
need
that.
him.
So I want to show you something. What I was trying to pinpoint here a while ago with that question is basically how these transactions work. No, every motive is different. I can have the motive that I want to take care of my mother. I can have the motive that I want to take care of my father, that I want to take care of my children. It doesn't matter what the motive is. As long as I'm getting exactly what I want from the motive, and I give you what I gave it, because the truth of the matter is, if basically what Denisha is doing is scamming at this point, right? And that's why I said I've reverted to Anthony just giving the money away freely. Because if it's really scamming that she's doing by doing all of the things, then that means men have been scamming women. Because that's
Yep.
exactly what men do.
Yes.
So in other
That's
words,
what
we're
lots
saying
of
that
men
not all
does.
men are
They
scamming,
will
but
not
then
all
that would
men.
mean that would
That's
mean
not
that
all men.
everyone. I'm
No, no,
telling you, how
no,
men work.
O'Neill,
Hold,
no,
hold on,
no.
sit tight.
It's not
Hold
all
on, listen
men,
first.
but some
Listen
men
first.
does
Listen
do it,
first. Me I
because
show
as
you
long
what
as
going.
a woman have a house, they're gonna move in and they're gonna do the same thing like
Sharon,
what she's doing.
Sharon, take with the house and the things out tight.
All
Just
right.
understand me I said to you. Just think from the basic premise. A
Mm-hmm.
man is sitting down in a relationship, and this is what we do in relationships. I see you and I like you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do what you like so you can do what I want you to do for me. That's what I'm going to. That's just the basic premise underneath it. That's basically what's going on. So, in other words, Denisha seeing Anthony and liking Anthony is just basically doing exactly what Anthony wants. So, if Anthony say him like the cooking and whatever else it is, he does it. If Anthony say him like whatever it is that she does it and she gets whatever she wants from him,
Yeah.
that's basically the premise between basically people. And that's what I'm saying. It really isn't that way for scamming. That's why I'm asking about the scamming, because the scamming portion, I can understand when somebody is trying to deceive you deliberately. So them leave out, facts or various things. That's cool. I understand that. I understand that base of scamming. But if we're going to use the premise of her laying foundations, man, I go lay foundation to get a woman to be with him. So that's how men work it. We lay the foundation to get to you, the woman, which is me take you out on a date. Why you think
Mm-hmm.
men doing them things? You think them just doing it because them say, "Oh, you're such a lovely woman, and I just want to spend some money." No, the idea is yes, I am trying to get the pum pum. So if
Yes.
it means I need to be extremely nice to get whatever the deal is, then I can get there.
Exactly.
Then when I get to that base, then now we can get together and maybe something works out as we go along. But that's the basic premise of relationships. That's kind of what I was trying to pinpoint to the panel. That's exactly based on what y'all are describing. That's what I'm getting. It's the basic premise. In other words, Denisha see
Mm-hmm.
a man, she like him, and she basically is trying to see if she can win this man over. So she do the lobster cooking and she do the
She
him
doesn't
like
like
her
him.
son, so she work with that. Well, whichever way. Hey, that's why I'm ask you. Let me ask you the question: would Anthony give Denisha all his money and his assets in your mind?
No, Anthony loving money too much. I don't think he'll give her
There
all
you
his
go.
asset.
That means that Anthony is transactional and the transaction is closed. What may I try to tell you is as long as the man are giving money, ladies, take it. Because you know give him want already. Right? He's
Mm-hmm.
giving you this money. It's not that he's and that's why I advocate and I'm gonna say this to me, Denisha should take it. I'm gonna say if Amber can get it, she should take it. And I said, if Sheila can get it, she probably should take it too because he's freely giving it. No, Sheila have her notions and like the little money that she asking for. What you call it? The oh good Lord. Lord, Annette has to run off. Annette have to run off? Good Lord. And Annette have to go to bed. Because that's just how it works, right? The premise of it is as long as I'm getting what I want, the transaction is closed. That's how men look at it. So that's why I keep saying he's not being scammed because the transaction is closing. Denisha gets the money to do what she wants to do. Anthony get the pum pum, him get the woman, and him get all of the piece. Them guess what? Game set match.
Well, you haven't watched her enough to say that.
I have watched her, and I know what you're
No,
talking
you
about. The moral
haven't.
pieces.
You
Yes, I have.
haven't.
So
You haven't watched her enough. We've
give me.
watched Dave enough to say, hey, something's not right here with him. We haven't watched her enough to say all that.
We're just
And
cruising up to
on top
now.
of that, you have to remember she went back. You have to ask yourself, why did she do that?
Exactly.
That's what I said. Doing what she thinks she need to do for the man. So I use exactly what it is from the sentiments there.
You,
But
But she
if you
doesn't
want to give
like
me
him.
the Dave, hold on,
that's your
hold
opinion,
on.
though. You can't say
Hold,
that's what it is because we don't. We're still questioning why she did that.
It's everybody's
but we
opinion, though.
but we're questioning exactly we're questioning everything. The thing is
Yeah,
that we're only
but you
going off of
can't
the
say
info that we
that's what
have.
it is. We
What do you
don't.
Nobody
mean?
That's
can.
we are putting a big question mark on that because that's very crazy. Her going
Mhm.
back,
So what we're
and
saying
then on
is at
top of
this
that,
point.
she says, "I want distance," right?
Mhm.
But here she is. She's gone back to her place with her son.
Mhm.
He keeps calling her. She accepts the calls.
Mhm.
Why?
She don't.
Okay,
You
so
She
she
don't
just
want
actually
said,
promote
I
hold on,
it.
hold on,
want
hold on,
distance.
Ree, hold on,
You
hold on.
just said, I
So
want
she
distance from you.
so
That's not
just know.
distance if you're still taking his calls, still talking to
Mhm.
him. You're not distancing yourself from him. And then you allow him to still
Mhm.
come to your place. And then, oh, I want to see if he has everything under control. He does not. And he showed that to
So
you. And yet you
so
still
hold
go
on.
back.
So hold on. So let's talk that because I'm glad you went into that scene. So the first scene, she basically chased him out of there when Kai came in, correct? When Kai was at the little doorway for whatever it is, right? And she told Kai to go back into his room. So she handled
Mhm.
him then. Then he comes back in there, right? Then her own child comes out and does the whole guilt trip thing to basically let them can sucker him back in. That's all I'm saying with it, right? At this point, he is not being scammed. No, maybe later down the road, she might take some money from him, and then we can revisit the topic and say, well,
Exactly.
O'Neill,
Anybody who
now
is
you see that
tied
he's
to
being scammed.
Momo, you're a scammer. In a
So,
story.
but do you remember the episode where she told Momo where Momo had scammed the dude out the money, and she said, "Well, if you owe the man money, you need to get a job and pay him back." Denisha works from the standpoint where I feel like if you go be a dummy, I'm gonna make you a dummy and make you bump your head. I think she gave Anthony warnings in the beginning, like, "Hey, bro." This ain't what you want. He kept coming. He
Mm-hmm.
kept coming. He kept coming. I do
Right.
think now I do agree to this degree. I think at this point, she could be at this point. My whole argument has been from the beginning, it didn't start out as a scam. She wanted to see if it worked. She wanted to see love under new management. She knew she never denied that she had a past. She always said, I don't want to go back to who I was, which that could have been the
Mm-hmm.
scammer. That could have been the
Mm-hmm.
playgirl. That could have been whoever. That could have been the one who give birthday parties. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want to go back. She said this almost every time when she tried to walk away from it. I don't want to go back to where I was, Anthony. Tell your girls, chill out. I don't want to go back the way. So I think it's been a struggle with her to not go back to the way she was. I want to address like when somebody said when she went on this shopping spree, she didn't get cheap stuff. Come on, women. Come on, man. You go to the store with a millionaire and he tell you to get what you want and you go to the clearance aisle. Come on, man. That don't make you the scammer. That make you a regular person with human behavior. And I'm asking the panel, I want to ask the panel this question. What does a normal courtship look like? What does a normal courtship look like? When you meet a guy, you go out with him, what does that look like? Do you not have conversations with him first? Do you not get to know what his likes and dislikes are? Do you not tell him
Mm-hmm.
your likes and dislikes? And what is expected after that? It's expected that that man or that woman will be listening to what you said and that they will respond to that. The most romantic thing to me is when a guy I was talking to bought me some what he calls sour straws because he was listening
Mm-hmm.
to me. That don't mean that, oh man, he finna scam me because he done got me some sour straws. He trying to get him the draws. You can't think like that. If somebody is listening to you and what you want, yeah, Denisha could have set up like, okay, like lobster, let me write that down. He like you to clean, he like you to clean the cabinets. Let me write that down. Okay, what you're supposed to do in a regular courtship, ladies, is a man not supposed to be. I think we live in a society where it's like we're so used to people not listening. We're so used
Mm-hmm.
to people not giving us what we want. We're so used to toxicity that we call everything toxicity. A man show up at another man's house to tell him about his woman or check his woman. Oh, he's sassy. A man say anything or respond emotionally, he's sassy. We live in such a toxic environment in 2026 that we think everybody's out to get us. But what does normal look like? What does normal look like? That's what I'm asking. What is normal when you get to know
I'm gonna let
somebody?
one
Well,
journey
normal is
respond
not
to you, Riri.
bringing your
What
son into a situation like that. That's not normal.
We're not talking about
I
son. I'm
like that.
talking about a normal
Just
relationship
normal
between a man and
relationships.
woman. Let's leave out the son because that's a whole different dynamic. I don't agree with what she did. I want to let my son meet him until I knew for sure. So I don't
Yeah,
agree
we
with
don't agree
that's a
with that
whole
either.
different subject. We're talking about a
Let
regular
hold on. Let
relationship.
one journey come in and respond to that. What does normal look like? One journey, one journey. You there? Hold on. Is one journey there? Hold on. Did I have a mic close? One
Hello?
journey. There you are.
Yes,
There you are.
I'm
Go
I'm
ahead.
here.
Go ahead. Go
You can
ahead.
hear
What
me,
does normal look
correct?
like? Yeah, we
Okay.
can hear you.
Yes, what does normal look like? I
Mm-hmm.
think Auntie Riri has a point that normal looks like communicating and finding out likes, dislikes, you know, and also treats. I told everyone, men um, always give allowance. They just do. From high school, it could be your nails or your hair. You're going to get allowance. You're going to get pleasure. It's not just going to be just the physical for him, but he also has to show tangible allowances and not just money, but yes, money, and also time. And he's given time, he's given money, and I still, they're talking a lot about the shell static and the fact that he's not handling that, but she's not giving him details or saying, ask him in double H questions. Have you done this and have you done that? She did do that a little bit when they were in her home country,
Louis.
but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know that she is a scammer in her past. Is she currently doing it? I don't know. I don't know. Would she do it if he ticked her off? Absolutely. Is she
I believe that.
afraid of the dark side?
Absolutely.
No. Is he
Mm-hmm.
afraid of the dark side? No. He's hiding money in the closet, in the wall. I need to know where that money is hidden in the wall. Because he likes to go upstairs, go get a wad of money, and then come back. I want to
Amen.
know where the money is hidden. And if she finds it or the son finds it and he does bad thing, they're going to take it. And it's okay. The money was hidden in the church bathroom in the wall, and it was thousands of dollars. Where else have they hid? That got discovered. So I don't know. I like the crime stories um, in Country Wayne. Why? Because Jesus is popping with thieves, liars, killers, murderers, witches, 17 evil things God said stay away from. So yes, Jesus is popping. So I like watching them because they're going through that, but I'm not going to nobody's jail. And then there's good things that God thinks about, but it's only I think 9 good things he says, layer your lives with these things. So I like the gamut of even the professional crew, how they're doing things, and so forth. So, but to isolate Janisha, is she a scammer? I know that Shayla's mama is, and she's real dressed up. And so I don't know if she's activated that part of her yet. And she keeps saying she doesn't want to activate it. But she's not teaching Anthony, and I was expecting her to wake him up, and he's not awake. He's still sleeping.
He's still
So
sleeping.
because she's not waking him up, I have question marks. Why wouldn't you wake him up? Because Anthony doesn't like to be told anything. He wants to be the upper man with the answers, but he thinks walking over to Shayla and verbally talking to her was checking her. That's a joke. No, you need action, and he's not giving any action. So, I don't think her scammer thing is activated until he hurts her, or till there's a disrespect that happens, and then she's gonna pay him back.
All right, sit tight. Thank you very much for that one journey. So I have Mommy with a super chat. Mommy super chat says Wayne has us all in an uproar. I'm closing the mic first, friends, because I think we're echoing. Them also echoing again. Wayne has us all in an uproar. By Christmas, Anthony and Amber will be back together, and we'll be very angry. O'Neill be real. Bingo. It's, O'Neill is being real. Someone else says both of the Daltons living in a fancy world. The mother is going to do what she has to do for her child. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Anthony and Amber are one scamming Dave and Denisha. Fax O'Neill. Someone says, this is Riri. What's the relationship? That is a question. That was a good answer by One Journey just now. I like the answer One Journey is going to. Denisha started out with a scam. Once she saw it was too easy to get the money out of Anthony, she's just sitting back and milking him. So basically, we're saying it's still a scam. Someone says, Denisha doesn't have to ask anything at all. She knows that. Anthony is getting his needs met, and Denisha is working on getting her needs met. It's a transaction. Hi, O'Neill, the mothers. So I think Anita took off because it's late where she is. We did not get a chance to hear from Anita. Anita, I'll make sure next week you're basically on the microphone as much as possible. Someone else says nobody scammed Anthony. The only person that tried scamming Anthony was a stripper, Chantel. Someone else says Anthony can give Denisha money all day long. The plan scamming Denisha only wanted Anthony once the income dropped. It was planned. It was a plan to scam. Well, all right. Someone, it's easy for Amber to take Anthony back. It's all a part of her plan. Someone else says no, she's scamming him. Someone says brought Denisha. Says he bought her. Basically, I guess that's the idea. Lauren told Delicia she's going to tell Shayla. Someone else says let's see. And Yolanda, how you can love a married man? Spade a spade. Do Dave love Amber? Is he buying her a house? What we doing here? Someone else says, let's see. Trying to get as many comments as possible. Anthony is applying some of what he has learned from his previous mistakes with Amber, with Denisha. He won't care if she used the scam. Someone else says O'Neill, Denisha is a scammer. She's a professional scammer. Anthony is weak and green to see her moves. Tells him little truth, but not all the truth. What does that mean? Is she gonna give him like a list of her entire life? I'm not sure with that part. I'm still I'm reading now from y'all. I need to have a book and say, hey, read the manual book before you date me. Just read the manual. so, Someone says, O'Neill, you said that she was honest, but she never told Anton that she was a scammer with Momo. Well, I don't think him asked her though. And let's see, wouldn't she have like what would like? All right, okay. Auntie Riri, Amber does that with Dave. Listen to her and shows her love, and listen to her and shows her love. And you all said that Dave is a player. That's why it's so tricky, Laverne. That's why it's so tricky. That's why we're arguing this basically, because it is mixed up. In one breath we're saying it's a scam, and the next breath we're saying it's not scamming. In other words, we're giving Amber the pass and everybody else don't get the pass. That's kind of what we're fighting here more than anything else, or what we're discussing. Amber giving them, she should have received. Anthony giving them, she should receive. Okay, I'm not sure what that says. Someone says, I hope he doesn't move her mom in with them. Well, hey, he might just do it. But again, that's him asking to do these things, not Denisha. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm sorry, friends. Like, I cannot be doing these things. A regular man wouldn't do this. I'm just letting y'all know. A regular man would not do these things. Like, they just wouldn't. They just wouldn't. I don't care how much of a hard luck story you give me. I wouldn't. And she's not sick. Anyways, like that's why I'm telling you, Anthony is kind of doing a lot of this, and y'all make it look like him not do it. Somebody says Anthony was desperate for Denisha's family to like him, so he gave her mom exactly. He was simping, so he gave her $10,000 in public, like Wayne did for Tamira's mom. Yes, that's what these money men do. They just give the woman money, and it's just a tactic. Okay, they don't really have much game, so they give the woman them the money, and once they give the woman the money, and the woman give them pum pum, guess what? Transaction closed. Y'all may not see it, but that's what's going on, ladies. Let me just tell you all that. I will rub a foot if I'm going to get some pum pum. I will massage your shoulders if I'm going to get some pum pum. Get the trick. It's the same thing. Men are going to do it. Men won't call it scamming. We're trying to get the pum pum. We want, actually, don't shake your head. You know what's going on here. Someone says normal is not looking for love with a married man. People do it all the time. You know this, Yolanda. Don't act like people look for love in the wrong places. And by the way, that would mean then that Dave thing not normal either. Someone else says Denisha shopping has nothing to do with her planning to scam. Denisha planned to scam, got the scam, the target. Or she gets. All right, no worries. I'll take it. Someone says opportunist. All right, let me stop it right there. So we are at 3 hour mark, friends, and the show gone way over, but I was able to get in as many people's points. Friends, thank you all very much for tuning in. Let's stop it because, of course, it's 3 hours. We got to kind of log off. I've got to log off as well. Thank you very much for tuning in to us. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to you all soon. Say goodbye, moderator. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Thank you.
We love you all, friends. We love you all.
Welcome to the O'Neill Show. All I've got is just for you. You ready for my beef tonight? I'm okay, just treat me right. Come in, me people, come in, me friend. What you gonna do when you come to defend? Question ask, me answer them. Wheel it up and pull it up and mash again.